What a day. What a day. Good morning. It is Glenn Clark Radio. I am Glenn Clark. I have no commercial log in front of me, Griffin. Is that yes. We got a lot going on today. A lot happening. But we still have to do the business of the program. You know, it's funny because today we would have been in here talking about a really miserable loss last night. Just a dreadful game. But we don't have to do that. Thanks to our pal, Andrew Stetka, who is back in studio with us this morning. Just got off a plane about 90 minutes ago. Hasn't slept in days because he passionately cares about the quality of programming here at GCR. It's good to see you, and you look beautiful.
Thank you, Glenn. I appreciate that.
That is a smart look for you.
I think so, too.
I was really kind of disappointed that you didn't do, like, a full beard dyeing, in honor of Dennis Rodman. I would have liked to have seen maybe, like, a nose ring of some sort, but I'll at least accept.
Let's be honest. Being on a red-eye flight is weird enough. If I was rocking all of that stuff, it would have been even tougher.
Are you going to call our guest, Griffin, here, and we can check in with him? So for those that are unaware, every year we do a football picks contest. And it's one of my favorite things that we do throughout the year. We incorporate side bets a lot of weeks. And this guy, because he doesn't ever get to lose a side bet because he's not here, he's always like, I better lose the big bet. So that it's
exactly my mindset.
It's always the way he thinks. We do this, and I'm trying to remember who all participated last year because it was the three of us. It was Ken Zales. It was Kyle Ottenheimer who was still in, and it was Paul Valley, right? Was that the entire crew?
Yeah, I think so. Oh, John Proctor.
John Proctor, of course, was also in. Brian Powell, for whatever reason.
He perished.
I don't know what happened to Brian Powell. So that was our group, and we picked 9 football games every week. And at the end of it, we had a winner. Did I win? I won, right? Didn't I win?
I think so.
Who could say?
I think you did.
I think I
came
might
down
have
to you
won.
and Ken.
Yeah, I think maybe I won or maybe whatever. Who cares?
The winner
is really irrelevant. It's a very small amount of money. The loser is what matters. And our loser this past season was our guy, Andrew Stetka. Yay!
Thank you. Appreciate that.
Now, I don't remember why this was our big penalty for the year. I don't remember what the circumstances were. But the big penalty for the year was worm-related. I think it was because there was a news story about how they were testing the idea of worms being our future food because we're going to run out of food at some point. You know, all those problems we don't seem to deal with in society. We're like, not my problem, so it's not a problem. Well, at some point in the future, it appears as though it's going to be someone's problem. And so they're testing out the idea of worm as protein. So we saw this story and we said, welp, we've got our penalty. But we couldn't do that alone. We needed to incorporate other things into that penalty. You got to call him.
I know.
You got to. I don't know what's going on over there. I never know what he's doing over there.
Tweet.
You can do multiple
Sorry,
things
X
at
or
once.
whatever.
You can do all these things. So we said we'll do the worm burger, but we'll also have other worm themes. You got to dress as the worm, Dennis Rodman. Of course, we all remember Dennis Rodman in the wedding dress phase when he was both sleeping with and trying to be Madonna. It was a very strange thing that was going on at one point.
If you're going to do one, you might as well do the other.
That's a fair point, right? I think everybody's always said that, right? Like, why choose one or the other if you don't have to? Try to get his attention if he doesn't grab his phone. Say, hey, pick up your phone. All right, he's got it. Very good. We wanted him to perform the worm by the great Scotty Hotty. And then in Scotty Hotty style, we would also have him get stink-faced like Rikishi. So we're going to do all those things today. You, of course, have been practicing your Scotty Hotty worm for weeks at this point,
yeah,
correct?
I mean, I was sent a video yesterday to even know
you
what
knew
the
what
hell
you
that
had
is.
to do, Andrew. This is not on. There's a lot of things I'll blame Griffin for.
I bought the dress. I flew across the country. I'm
but you
prepared
knew
to
you
eat
had to
this
do the worm
heinous thing you're about to put in
months
front
ago.
of me.
You knew that it was the penalty a year ago. You didn't ever bother to say, like, maybe I'll learn how to do this so that we can actually have.
I think it'll be better if I don't.
I
know.
disagree with that. I want to see the effort. That's what I was looking for. And then you are also prepared for me to shove my butt cheeks in your face.
Well,
Today. Right. I know. It won't be the first time. I
it's the
understand.
normal.
Right.
It'll be a normal Thursday.
That's what you do when you come home. Our friend Tim from Bel Air is here this morning, and if you're with us on YouTube or Facebook, you see him outside preparing this worm burger. Tim, good morning. Oh, is he? What's the deal? Does he have his phone ready?
Yeah, he's got his AirPods.
Oh, he's got his pods in. All right.
Yeah.
So, Tim, do you hear me okay?
I can hear you perfect. I can hear
wonderful. That is wonderful news. All right. So, please to be describing what it is that you are currently preparing.
This is I think it's going to be delicious. A freeze-dried mealworm burger.
Mealworms, Andrew. It's got
right,
meal
it's
right there in the name.
It's right in the name. Why should I be nervous?
So what's awful about it is.
Wait, no, don't say any more. I don't want to hear that.
We assume it's fit for human consumption because they're for reptiles, birds, fish, and semi-aquatic amphibians. Oh, and hedgehogs.
Okay. I mean, I think if those animals.
That's a
can
hell
eat
of an
it.
assumption to make there, Tim.
I am glad I signed the waiver form in case of any sort of death or dismemberment of Mrs. Stetka.
Tim, as you know, is a lawyer, so we're good here. We've dotted all of our I's and crossed all of our T's, and so we're good here. So there's how do you feel looking at that, Andrew?
I don't really know if "feel" is the word
No?
that I would use.
He brought his black top and everything in order to prepare it for you. Do you see
Only the best for you, Andrew.
all of the care and concern that this man has put into preparing your meal today?
Again, these words: care, concern, feel. I don't know where you're getting them from, but
You, honest to God, how many other times in your life have you had someone take time out of their day, cancel their plans? He's a very important person.
to prepare
To
something horrendous
prepare-
for me to
no,
eat multiple times
to
on this
prepare
very show,
a meal
actually.
for you. How many times has that happened in your life? Yeah.
I have a loving wife who
Well, but would she cancel work in order to prepare a meal for you? Really?
maybe not of worms. That's a good point.
Oh, stop. You keep trying to make this about the actual meal itself. I think it's about the care. I think it's about the love that's on display here and how much Tim is willing to do for you. And I think you should be a little more respectful.
I'm very respectful.
Yeah.
Very, very grateful for this opportunity.
Tim, did you consume any of this yourself to get a feel for it?
No, I didn't lose. But
You didn't play either. Wait a second.
Sure didn't. He sure didn't. He did not lose.
If this burger is love, it is my biggest hug to Andrew Stetka.
It's true. That is, you couldn't ask for anything more. Andrew, we messaged you yesterday because Tim kindly said, well, do you think we should give him a break and maybe provide some cheese or some condiments? And I said, well, I don't think we should. But I would like to at least get Andrew Stetka's opinion on this question. And your opinion was?
I was whatever. Griffin texted
Why
me.
are you no-selling?
I'm not no-selling
I know
anything.
you're
Griffin-
asleep.
Griffin
Why
texted
are you
me
no-selling?
and said, "Do you want some cheese or something?" And I said, "Sure, whatever."
So the answer was yes.
I was open to that.
He said barbecue sauce would be great.
Right.
Yeah.
The answer was yes, and so, of course, that means no. That's exactly how it works.
Yes.
You will get none of those things. Tim, how long do these take to prepare?
We'll call it 10 minutes.
10 minutes. 10 minutes, and you will have yourself a delicious worm burger this morning.
I'm glad I haven't eaten this morning. That's
Yeah, correct. You
it'll
wouldn't
be-
want to.
It'll be really good to have
You
this
wouldn't
want to
ruin the palate. You wouldn't want to do that, would you? Why did we close the door?
I don't know.
What is it that we're doing in here that's so disturbing to so many people? What is the problem? We're just all getting together in wedding dresses and we're eating worm burgers. I don't understand. Is that not normal office behavior? Are they not doing that today at Kaiser Permanente? I don't understand. Is there anything in particular, Tim, that Andrew should know about what it is that he's about to consume?
Well, I did make sure. The burger itself is a little, it's one texture. So I figured I'd add some, just straight up mealworms to it to give it a little crunch.
Perfect. That is perfect. You wouldn't want a textureless burger, obviously.
No,
you
absolutely
wouldn't.
not.
Of course not.
You're a man of culture and sophistication.
Very much so.
You can't eat a textureless mush burger. That would be terrible. You wouldn't want that at all. So, yes.
And because I knew how hungry he was, the burger to bun ratio is like 2 burger to 1 bun.
I mean, don't you hate it when you go to a restaurant and they give you a bun and the burger inside doesn't fill the bun? Don't you hate that, Andrew?
Of course I do.
Look, so Tim knew that it would bother you and said, I'm going to give you a big old burger that completely fills this bun.
You know,
it's not more.
I'm starting to realize that in coming in and paying off all of these bets over the years that the psychological torture is almost as bad as the physical torture.
What are you talking about?
This build-up that you guys put me through.
What do you? Because someone cares so much.
I mean, you guys have got Tim outside this window here. I have to watch him prepare this thing.
I thought
It's
you would
like
want that.
the psychological.
Do you not like going to the hibachi restaurant when they
turmoil.
do the whole? Hey Tim, can you do the thing where the guy pees? Can you do that? Can you? Or make a volcano out of the onions? Are you capable of doing any of those things while we're here?
If you would have given me a heads up, I would have absolutely have tried
I
that.
should have thought of that. You
I can
enjoy.
light it on fire.
Have you ever been invited to sit in the captain's seat at a restaurant? I was the week the Ravens were playing. This is a true story. The week the Ravens were playing at the Super Bowl, we were at Emerald's, and it happened to be that night, Chris Berman and Kevin Byrne had, or maybe it was another PR person that I'm thinking of, had the captain's seat in the restaurant that night, and they had to leave, and they said, "Would you like to go sit there?" And I said, "Hell yeah, I would." And the big guy was there that night because it was Super Bowl week. And I'm telling you, it was captivating watching him inspect every freaking plate before it went out. And that's what you get the opportunity to do right now. You are watching Emerald Lagasse prepare a meal and making sure it is up to the quality of standards that is necessary before it is served to you. Don't you feel honored?
Extremely.
By this opportunity.
Extremely. And I would definitely not rather be speaking about, the Orioles' devastating loss yesterday. Versus this.
I'm good. I'm good not talking about any of that. I'm good with it. All right, Tim, first of all, because Andrew, I feel like, is not, I want to make sure you know how much I appreciate you. Because I feel like Andrew's not giving you the appropriate amount of love and respect for the effort that you are putting in to do this for him. So I, on Andrew's behalf, want you to know how grateful we are for all of your effort in this.
Glenn, thank you. And I think Andrew will continue to not show me love and respect throughout the day.
Oh,
what makes you say that?
And he looks forward to next year when you lose again and you're back here to do something else that's truly disturbing that we'll deal with then. All right, thank you, Tim. We look forward to tasting it here in a minute. All right, Andrew.
Anytime, guys. See you in a few minutes.
That's our guy, Tim from Bel Air, who came in this morning. I can't believe you're not showing him more appreciation for all the effort that he's put in for you. I can't believe that.
I'm very appreciative.
He did this for you. Came in here. He didn't have to do this. He could have been doing anything else with his day, but he's here for you.
I think he enjoys this just as much as you do, to be honest.
I don't know if we agree about that. I don't know if that's the case. All right, so Andrew is going to consume that worm burger here in a bit. Did you want to talk about the baseball game from last night? You have anything that you want to say about it?
Do you?
I don't. Why would I want to talk about that? If there's anything to talk about, the question would be, should you have pulled Grayson Rodriguez at that point? But I get it, right? I understand.
He's that same exact wall.
100%. I get it. It's incredibly disappointing because Fujinami was the guy that you were starting to move back towards the A column, right? You were starting to believe that he was in the good bullpen. And instead you're reminded there's only one guy. There is literally one guy in the good book. It's like when Mike Sando released his tiers thing for the Athletic with quarterbacks, and it's hilarious that anyone else is in Patrick Mahomes' tier. Guy, there's one tier 1, and then everybody else can be tier 2, and then you can go from there. There's putting, with all due respect to any of these cats, the Josh Allens of the world, the Joe Burrows of the world, God bless them, none of them, not one of them is in the same tier as Patrick Mahomes. Unfortunately, that's where we are in Baltimore with the bullpen and Felix Bautista. There is one guy that you trust, and everybody else that's a giant maybe.
But it's weird, too, because Fujinami at times has looked like maybe the Josh Allen equivalent.
I understand.
And then at times he's looked like name a bad quarterback.
Ryan Tannehill.
Yeah, he's looked like Ryan Tannehill at times. He's never looked like Kirk Cousins. He's never looked mediocre. He's either looked really, really good, or he's never thrown
a pretty strong dichotomy.
He's never thrown a baseball before, and that's what it looked like yesterday.
I don't know. Part of the problem is I don't know if he knows what the best way is to go about using him because, again, he was just moved into a bullpen role not that long ago. It goes back to what I had said about wanting a leverage arm. And, again, not trying to be disparaging about what the Orioles did because I appreciate the fact that they did something. but they really needed another leverage arm, not another arm. This argument that people will make, well, by acquiring Jack Flaherty, well, someone else can move into the bullpen to help you solve that problem. It allows Tyler Wells to be in the bullpen. It allows, whoever it might be to be in the bullpen at some point. And while that's true, none of them are guys that have ever pitched in leverage spots, certainly not in significant baseball games, maybe in the postseason. The guy that you're going to have to call upon now to come in the 6th inning of a game in the playoffs where it's 2-1 and there's 2 runners on base is not someone that you're going to trust to be able to get out of that situation. And I'm not saying that specifically will prove to be the demise of the Baltimore Orioles, because who knows what that will ultimately be the case. But it's a problem, and it's something that they had the opportunity to address and simply did not.
Well, and obviously the market was really tough. I mean,
I understand that.
We keep saying that.
But this is the reality of what they've done.
Yeah, and I also think that there is that over-reliance right now on the expectation of Tyler Wells or DL Hall or John Means to come back into this team eventually and help in that bullpen. And that's just
I don't think if John Means is helping in the bullpen, they got bigger problems.
Well, I mean, I think it's all going to depend on how he feels, right? And how if he has time to even get stretched out to become a starter again for this season. Maybe by the time mid-September rolls around, he is that 6th, 7th inning guy who can go 2 innings and bridge that gap.
But is he? That's not their problem. Their problem isn't
the reliance on that, though, or the thought of that is part of the problem. Is that you're relying on so many unknowns to potentially happen over the next 2 months.
I'm okay with the guy that comes in with a clean slate and pitches for whoever that is, whether it's Bauman, whether it's Irvin. I believe you can handle that throughout this team. What you're missing is the guy that can come in with runners on base.
Yeah.
What you're missing is the guy that can get you out of trouble.
They can get you strikeouts specifically.
Correct. That's what you're missing.
And they do have one of those guys.
They have one of those guys. And Cano, at a time, looked like he was one of those guys, but no longer does. And Fujinami has the stuff that I understand why he was the guy that you wanted to turn to, because he can throw the ball 100 miles an hour. I get the concept last night of saying 2 runners on base, let's go to the guy that has incredible heat and can probably get us a strikeout. And he got a couple of 0-2 counts. Didn't turn into strikeouts. It was utter disaster. But again, I'm not trying to be too down about it. I understand this is still a very good baseball team. This is a team that's going to do no worse than a series split. They're going to be in no worse shape against the Blue Jays than they were to begin the series. All of those things. You hope that Jack Flaherty shows up today and is inspired and looks really good, and the Orioles win this series and continue to roll. But it was a reminder of what they don't have. And it's a reminder of how concerned I am about what they don't have. I'm extraordinarily concerned that this in particular, and I get it, Josh Hader didn't end up being on the market, and so there's nothing you can do about that. But it's why I was screaming about Josh Hader every day, because this specifically was the need. It wasn't middle reliever. It was leverage reliever. It was guy that you can put in the spot where the game is on the line, which isn't always the 9th inning. And I'm not at the point where I'm saying you put in Felix Bautista in the 6th inning. Like, I'm not necessarily going to say that, because I have been sold in talking to pitchers about the idea of mentality is different, and when you are a closer, you're a closer, and there's just something about that. But they needed another leverage arm for situations that weren't the 9th inning. It might be the 5th inning. When last night, the game was determined in the 6th inning. Now, you can also say if they were only going to score 1 run last night, they were never going to win that game. And that's all well and good, and it's not, I'm saying that's part of the story too, is that the offense just was not productive last night. That's fine. But they still need that, and it's concerning to me that they never bothered to address it. I can't even look at him. He's not here.
Is it because I'm so handsome?
No.
I'm here.
It's because you're not here.
I'm here. I'm listening.
You're physically here, but you're not really here.
I don't know what else there is to say about that. I mean, you're right.
Well, I would have liked to have heard that.
Well,
I mean, I would appreciate you saying that. Mrs. Clark doesn't like saying that either when we're having conversations.
It's going to continue to be a
problem. It would just be nice to hear you say it.
If there's something that Cano can come back from and start to look better, if Fujinami can fight, but there's not a lot of options there for
Well,
guys that you would rely on to have a bounce back from where they are.
I would say that it's time for doing specific things. Like, I would say that when you send DL Hall to Norfolk, it's important that maybe you consider only using him in these situations for a little while to see if he can adjust to them. He is someone who has the type of stuff that should be able to work in those situations, that you have to try to experiment with someone who could be that guy. Because to your point, I don't think the answers exist currently on the Major League team unless something drastically changes. And to your point, I will root for that. I will root for Cano to find that. But in the meantime, like, instead of putting DL Hall in for clean innings or pitching him an inning or so at the start of a game or whatever the plan might be, I would specifically say, hey, for the next couple of weeks, you're only going in situations where there's runners on base later in the game. We are going to need to see if you can fill that role for us if you're going to come back and help this team.
What's funny, though, too, is that even if Cano and Fujinami do find something over the next handful of weeks and turn back into the reliable, high-leverage guys that you would want in the 7th and 8th inning, bridging that gap to Bautista, you still probably need 2 more guys on top of that, because
it's the way the
those
playoffs
guys
work.
Well, not only the playoffs, but leading up to it, you're in a chase for the division here. You can't rely on those guys to pitch every damn night.
Right.
Like, you need more guys than that.
Yep.
So you probably need at least 2 more options of those quote-unquote high-leverage guys.
I would be doing it with Hall. I would 100% be doing it with Hall. What was your main takeaway deadline-wise? What was your, if you had been writing the column for PressBoxOnline.com, what would be the column that you would have written?
I mean, it similarly to what we've heard from a lot of other people, and I hate to be, kind of in that boat, that same boat as many others and not have like a hot take for you, but it's good but could have been more. It's like they
Andrew, all of your takes are hot takes.
Well, thank you. But I mean, I'm happy they got another starter because that felt like something that's necessary now, especially with Wells. And you just like to have another guy who can give you more length, even if he is. I heard you earlier this week call him Dean Kramer 2.0.
Kinda.
But also
this season he is.
But
Let's be fair about that.
Dean Kramer's not been terrible. I mean, he's had his
moments. But that's sort of the point. Like,
yeah.
there's been good, there's been bad. Like, that's kind of the Jack Flaherty story of 2023. Is it prepared? Is it on its way in?
It looks like it.
But to the point that you made,
boy,
that we've been making, they could have used another one of these high leverage arms. Now, did I want them to go and give up Kobe Mayo and Heston Kjerstad and another player just to get a high leverage rental?
No, of course not.
No, but this becomes the balancing act of what Mike Elias has to do, and it's why he gets paid to be in the position that he is. It's you're trying to give yourself the best position now, but also give yourself more cracks at this in the future. And I guess I've always said that more cracks at this thing in the future are going to be really important because it's getting in the dance that's important. And they've at least set themselves up to do that in a really significant way this season.
I agree with that. I am still, as I said yesterday, I'm still in this weird place where I ultimately believe the biggest difference between this team, leverage arm is important, and I do think that that's high on the list, and it was a reminder yesterday. But ultimately, one more top-notch starter for the play. That's why I said, like, if you might be right about John Means, but if you are, then forget it. Like, the path to the Orioles being able to make a deep run in the playoffs has to include John Means coming back and looking something like John Means by the end of the season.
See, I disagree with that. I think that they can use John Means in a multitude of ways and still be successful.
I think you're looking at
this season.
Successful, or how are you defining successful?
Making a deep run in the playoffs, a deepish run in the playoffs.
I think that in order to be, if you are specifically looking at a team that can win a division series, I don't see any world in which they can have enough pitching to do that without John Means being part. And it's because
you're saying being part of the starting rotation.
Yes.
Yeah. I think they have enough starting wise now.
I think if I wasn't terrified about the innings with all of these guys, I would be willing to listen to that. But given where Grayson Rodriguez is innings-wise, given where we already know Tyler Wells is innings-wise, given, frankly, where Kyle Bradish is innings-wise, and Kyle Bradish is the guy, given all of their innings problems, and maybe it all works out, maybe they figure out some way to math their way into making them all, I don't know. But it's going to be very difficult to do that. And the innings are so concerning to me at this point that unless John Means is able to go into that rotation and pitch and, like, be something similar to John Means, I don't see mathematically how you're getting there with all of these guys up against walls innings-wise.
I'm just of the mindset that anything they get from John Means this season, whether it's in a starting role or a relief role, is a bonus. Because I don't think they can be relying on something like that.
I think that you're saying something different than what I'm saying. I understand what you're saying, and I think if we're just looking at John Means, like, you're probably right about that. I'm saying the total of what they have, unless Kyle Gibson suddenly becomes a high-level starter in the next couple of months, you trust to go out there and pitch in a playoff situation. And, he's had every now and then a moment where he's pitched like that, but they've been few and far between this season. Short of that, all of these guys would somehow have to buck the trend, hit no wall, have no issue innings-wise. My point is less about John Means and more about what you are dealing with, that if you don't get that from John Means, I just don't see how you're mathing your way there with pitching. Like, what is the path to having enough pitching if John Means isn't that guy?
I think there are other names that
like
can.
Who?
Cole Irvin for one. I also still think you're gonna get more from. I get what you're saying about these innings issues, and some of these guys are going to be.
They're there,
dragging themselves across the finish line here.
These guys are already at their career highs now. And there's still 2 months left in the season on top of the postseason.
So would you have wanted them to go get an additional starter
I think if you're not
on top of Flaherty.
if you're not confident that John Means can be that guy, I think you would have had to. Like, to me, you can only do it this way if you're confident that you can get something from John Means as a starter before this is all said and done.
And that's kind of what my point was earlier about talking about the over-reliance of Means, Hall, whatever Wells will come back.
I'm out of it on Hall.
I know, but I'm saying that there's been a lot of people pointing to, well, they've got some of these arms coming back.
Well, I get what you're going to say. They're huge question marks. I don't disagree with that inherently. My point is we're doing sort of like a chicken and the egg thing.
Yeah.
I'm saying on the flip side, if they're not, I don't see the path. If you can't get it, then I just don't see it. Again, it would require Jack Flaherty being the 2019 version of Jack Flaherty all of a sudden when he comes back to Baltimore. And is it impossible? Of course it's not impossible. For whatever reason, it might be that coming to Baltimore is what gets the best version of Jack Flaherty out of him. It requires Kyle Gibson pitching much better and much more consistently than what we've seen to this point. Is that impossible? No, it's not impossible. But the path is very narrow for me. The most realistic path is one that involves Jack Flaherty giving you enough innings that you can skip some Kyle Bradish starts so that you can be sure that you have a good Kyle Bradish for the end of the season. You don't really want to skip Kyle Bradish starts right now because
they're good starts.
You need to get there.
Yeah.
It requires a lot of things. You have to be able to skip a Grayson Rodriguez start between now and then because right now there is just no world where these guys can continue to pitch every fifth day and I can still reasonably believe that they can give the best versions of themselves by the time that we get to October. So you're asking a lot of the guys that are veterans. You're asking for those guys to be the absolute best versions of themselves. To your point, it probably requires Cole Irvin now.
Yeah.
Like, Cole Irvin now has to be willing to be able to give you quality six-inning starts so that you can skip some of these other guys in the process.
And it's interesting, too, because a decade ago we saw this team win playoff games with the likes of Joe Saunders and Miguel Gonzalez and Chris Tillman. Not guys that are jumping off the page at you, but those were at least more
Tillman, I think it's unfair to put Tillman in that camp. Tillman was far closer to a high-level pitcher than
Norris.
He was. No. But those were more veteran guys who had the stamina and the innings under their belt to be able to go deep. And that's part of the reason it's so damn hard to do this as a young team. And the Orioles are now just getting to this place where we're ready to start competing. They're in the first real year of that. I mean, I know last year was fun and they got into September still in it. But this is the first year where they're really competing, and it's why it's so hard for them to do that as a young team because you need the stamina on an arm.
I agree.
On an entire staff to do it. So, yeah, I'm not going to be brokenhearted if this team gets to the playoffs and flames out because I know what's coming. But I get what you're saying.
It's a little bit of both. I know that's true, but you just always wonder. You look at all of these teams that have talent throughout baseball, it's not clicking. Like the Blue Jays are a great example of this. We were talking about this with Caleb Joseph the other day. On paper, there's no reason for the Blue Jays to not be – they have nothing but high-level starting pitching. and then quality baseball players. There's no reason, and yet for some reason, it's just not clicking. And I'm not saying that's what the Orioles are going to be next year or the year after that, but you just never know when it's fun, when nobody's worried about contracts, when that for whatever reason, this year is the year that guys are having the most enjoyment out of playing, and then next year maybe they don't feel the same way.
Yeah.
And that's my issue here, is that I'm measuring you're right, there is as good of a young nucleus as we've ever seen in our lifetimes here in Baltimore. I mean, I guess the Cal Ripken, Eddie Murray nucleus would probably stand out a little bit more, but that's on the edge of our
That was
lifetime.
also a much more veteran-laden
100%. But the young nucleus
presence.
is relevant, right? It's a good. Compared to 83 would be wrong, because you're right. That was largely a veteran team, just with a couple of young players that stood out.
Also, barely in your lifetime, not in my lifetime.
Yeah, that's true. Barely in my lifetime.
I was thinking about like the 90s teams.
Yeah, those were certainly not young teams
No,
at
they
all.
were very,
they were almost
very
entirely veteran teams.
Very
I mean,
veteran teams.
Like Jeffrey Hammonds was about the
Yeah.
only youngish player that was part of that. Those were extraordinarily veteran teams. So, yeah, I mean, we saw a little bit of it in the teens and in the tens. Like, we saw those teams were a little bit younger and kind of came
a little
up.
bit, but not nearly
Not
as
like
young
this.
as this
No,
team.
of course, not
I mean,
like
and that's
this.
what makes it so tough.
Right.
But you're right, though. You know, anytime you get a crack at it, you really do have to
You
take a crack
just
at
don't-
it
you
because you don't
know.
know when they're going to come. You know, the Dodgers have been in this way for years.
100%.
The Braves have been in
Yep.
this way for years.
Yep.
The Cardinals up until this year,
Yeah.
like we talk about where Flaherty's coming from. Like that's a team that's in it every year, and then all of a sudden they're just not.
Correct.
And that can happen like that, and you just don't expect it.
All right. It is ready. It is prepared.
It is in fact.
We will grab a break, and then on the other side, the moment of truth, the moment when Andrew Stetka consumes his worm burger, the reason why he flew all the way, the singular reason why he flew all the way home to be back here in Baltimore this week. Hey, Griffin, you want to tell us about something that's going on right now at Live Casino and Hotel Maryland?
Yeah, sure. I want to tell you guys about the $100,000 Football Fanatics event that they got going. So attention all Live Casino and Hotel Maryland Rewards members. Get ready for an incredible opportunity to win big this August. Between now and August 19th, you could be one of the lucky winners to walk away with some awesome prizes. 40 winners will get a chance to play our thrilling $100,000 football game board with prizes including sports and social food vouchers, free play, and one lucky winner will walk away with the ultimate football fan experience valued at over $10,000. Visit maryland.livecasinohotel.com/promotions for more details. That's maryland.livecasinohotel.com/promotions.
Very good. When we come back in, Andrew Stetka and his worm burger. It's the moment we've been waiting for here on Glenn Clark Radio. Hike to new heights. The best view is yours in Washington County. Our iconic scenic overlooks provide some of the most breathtaking vistas in the Mid-Atlantic. Some are very easy walks, some can be driven to, and some are the payoff for a moderate to difficult hike. All are near quaint small towns that offer great dining, shopping, hiking gear, and more. Explore our 5 national parks for iconic vistas and wineries with breathtaking views. Visit our quaint historic towns and make your stay unforgettable. Learn more at visithagerstown.com. Maryland, be open.
Hey, O's fans, on Saturday, August 5th, when the O's take on the New York Mets at 7:05, celebrate the 40th anniversary of the 1983 World Series by being one of the first 20,000 fans 15 and over to receive an Eddie Murray 1983 World Series bobblehead, presented by Royal Farms. Come out to honor this World Series championship team and arrive early for Early Bird Saturdays, when gates open 2 hours early with happy hour, live music, and more. Get your tickets today at Orioles.com/tickets.
Soak up summertime fun in Charm City. Enjoy only in Baltimore festivals, mouth-watering eats, and endless entertainment. Cheer on the O's at Camden Yards. Pick crabs by the waterfront. Beat the heat inside a world-class museum and make memories that will last a lifetime. Go to baltimore.org for more information and to plan your visit.
You feel that? That's the sound of football coming back, and now's the time to place your preseason bets with Superbook Sports. Superbook is the most trusted name in Vegas, and now you can use my promo code GlennClark23 to score up to $250 with their first bet bonus. Win or lose, they'll match your first bet up to $250 with the promo code GlennClark23. All one word, no spaces, 2 N's in Glenn. Don't miss out this football season. Win some money with Superbook Sports and that promo code GlennClark23. Visit Superbook.com for terms and conditions. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
I'm Michael Jangrandi, president of AJ Michaels, your carrier energy expert for 44 years. Save money, energy, and make your home more comfortable and virus-free. Find us at ajmichaels.com. That's ajmichaels.com.
Maryland drivers, did you know you can save up to 77% on tolls with an Easy Pass Maryland discount plan? That's right, 77%. It's never been easier. Pick the plan that's right for you at driveezmd.com. We'll keep you moving.
It's a Maryland thing you wouldn't understand.
Where the waves meet the shore, you will find Dorchester County. Hi, this is Jimmy Charles. When I think of Maryland, I think Dorchester County on the eastern shore where it's open for making memories. Dorchester County, it's a Maryland thing. For more info, visit www.visitdorchester.org.
It's a Maryland thing. Hell yeah. It's a Maryland thing. Hell yeah.
Picking a restaurant to try for the first time? Let's look at the Costas Inn. Here's a few checklist items. Quality of the food? Check. Quality of service? Check. Does restaurant have plenty of free parking? Check. And finally, does restaurant have delicious steamed crabs, crab cakes, crab soup, and specials galore? Check, check, check. Costas Inn, 4100 North Point Boulevard. They check all the boxes.
Make the most out of every day in your Toyota RAV4. Available in hybrid or gas-only models. A RAV4 can get you where you want to go in style. Check out buyatoyota.com for deals on new RAV4s from your local Toyota dealer today.
Check out PressBoxOnline.com every day to find daily winners and betting advice from Jeremy Kahn. And if you want some advice about life decisions that you probably shouldn't make, here's Glenn Clark.
Yeah, that would be better. He's going to get there one of these days. Coming up later on tonight, Stan the Fan Charles, Gary Stein, and Ahmed Gafir, who, of course, covers all things University of Maryland, both sports and recruiting for InsideTheBlackandGold.net. That's tonight, 7 o'clock, Facebook.com/PressBoxSports. You miss it live, you can watch it tomorrow, YouTube.com/PressBoxOnline or PressBoxOnline.com/video. Well, now the moment of truth. Tim from Bel Air. I was hoping if you would do like a Master Chef presentation of what it is that you have made for Andrew Stetka.
Gladly. Chef, I present to you, with the ingredients in my box, this lovely mealworm burger with fresh mealworms, dried mealworms, and possibly some bloodworms.
A little bit of mix of everything, Andrew. Look at all of the effort that was put into that. Look at that. Please, if you would, Andrew, describe what it is that you are looking at.
I mean, it looks like straight up dog food.
Right.
I'm not gonna lie.
Well, you've never tried dog food ever.
And secret ingredients.
Yeah, it looks heinous.
Describe it though for people that are listening. Describe what you're seeing.
Like a burger
hey,
with
John Proctor
worms
came
on
by. Look at this guy. John Proctor was so interested in seeing you.
You want to try some burger?
He wanted to see. He wanted to see you enjoy your burger. He was here to be, emotional support. I think. Right? That was the idea? Something like that. You didn't happen to prepare a quiz today, did you?
Didn't. I might be able to throw
If you could squeeze one together, do you have to go to work? Yeah, right? I keep forgetting. My fault. My bad. Well, if you got a minute, do you have a minute?
Yeah.
That'd be great. We'd love to do that. Yeah, correct. We don't want to get in the way.
Yeah.
All right.
Who would want to stop this?
All right. So, just what's going through your mind as you prepare to take your first bite?
I mean, what did I say during the break? I said, "Do we have a trash can?"
Yeah.
Like I said, this is the first thing
I did for the record. Move the trash can
This
closer.
is the first thing I'm going to be eating on the day. Empty stomach.
But what more could you ask for to begin your day? Honestly.
Who knows?
All right. You ready?
Bottoms up.
You want? Yeah. Right.
Let's give this a try.
See how this goes. Oh, what a face!
I remember that face with the tuna juice.
What a face! Now, you had told Griffin yesterday that you did not believe that this could possibly be worse than the ice luge. You were not feeling all that worked up about it because you're like, there's no way it could be worse. You gonna be all right? Is there gonna be a reversal?
There might be.
Is there gonna be a? Well, we said you could have water. We did allow that, right?
I was trying to
Yeah,
I was trying to
take
give it the
all.
proper.
I appreciate that. Take it all in. Describe, please, to be scribing for the lady.
There's a little bit of a. Oh my God.
There's a lot of burger there.
There's a little bit of like a spice to it.
Ooh.
I don't know what you. What
Ooh, that's
if
nice.
there was any kind of seasoning you put in this or not, but
Just a little cayenne.
A little cayenne.
Yeah,
And it is a little.
Look at what he did for you.
But the dryness and the texture is heinous.
Is it really heinous though?
It's the dryness and the texture alone.
Well, why don't you go ahead and have another bite and see if that's
I'm
how
gonna
you
get this
feel
one
on
down
bites.
first. This one's still lingering.
Why don't you go ahead and maybe enjoy bite 2 and make sure that's still the way that you feel about it?
Oh, this is gonna be really.
Are you offended, Tim, by the way that he has reacted to your culinary creation? You put a lot of, you listed ingredients, but the ingredient I didn't hear you list that we know was in there, of course, most was love.
Right.
Right?
Yeah.
Like, there was a lot.
I do taste only a little bit of the love.
You taste some of
I think
the
the
love.
cayenne is overpowering the love a little bit.
It's more cayenne than love. Are you offended by how he's responding to your delicious creation?
A little.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, Tim.
He did all of that for you to respond that way. You're going to be okay. You're going to be all right.
It's not good.
Oh, come on. You've had worse. I guarantee you've had worse.
Yeah, I think the tuna.
Okay, so you're saying confidently that this is not as bad as the tuna and sardine juice, which we all tried.
Yeah, but
for whatever stupid reason.
But this is bad.
I have no idea why we did that. We all decided to take turns doing shots of the tuna and sardine juice. Why did we do that? Did we get anything out of it? Oh, God. Oh, God. Oh, God. All right. We all right? We going to be okay?
Oh, God.
This is one bite. One bite.
Oh, man.
One bite.
Oh.
One bite.
Okay, I'll get you some napkins.
Yeah, that might be good.
That's
really bad.
What is going on out there that's so important that he's having me close the door? I don't understand. What could possibly be going on? These people have an opportunity to come see this up close and personal. I would have paid for this opportunity when I was a younger man. What? You gonna be okay? You gonna be okay?
We'll see.
You got a whole burger to eat. You got an entire delicious burger to consume. How much does he have to consume before we bail him out and we give him condiments? You think a quarter before we're willing? Did you bring any cheese or you did? Okay. So
I don't think it's going to help.
I'm not sure that's going to help.
That was also part of my concern was like, would it actually make it better or not? Or would it say ruin cheese for you in the future if you had cheese with this burger?
It's also like falling apart. Yeah, that's the other part.
Well, that's the problem. The problem is that it's falling apart.
No, that's not
that's
the problem.
The issue.
The problem that it
the
is
issue
that it
here.
is
He's like, it's really
awful.
It's really the structural integrity of the burger.
So if it was like an open face melt, like a
he'd
patty
be
melt,
good. Right.
he'd be,
Yeah,
all right.
he'd be totally fine with that. It's the structure that's really getting to Andrew Stetka. Come on, bite number 2.
Oh, yeah.
There we go. That's
Oh,
a
yeah.
healthy bite. Look at that man getting in there. Can you taste the worms?
Yes, it's all freaking worm.
I almost would have been okay if you had just gone for it. I almost feel like it would have been.
Look, I know there's a family program.
Yes, as you know, everyone gathers around with their friends and family every day. Don't you get together with the kids, Tim, most nights around the radio and listen together? You get a fire going at the house.
Absolutely.
Correct. Listen with the family, I think, is the way that it tends to go. You gonna be all right, pal? I want you to know.
All right is a relative term.
I'm concerned for you.
No, you're
I
not.
care a lot, as Faith No More once said. Like, I am very I don't want you to go through anything. Now, you have to eat the burger, but I don't want you to go through.
It tastes straight up like when you walk into the section in the pet store with the fish food and the reptile.
Mhm.
It tastes like that area smells.
Okay. All right. Yeah, I've always wondered what that would taste like. I've always thought that to myself. I got to be honest with you. Remember we used to have VP Jerky used to be on with us? I miss that because, God, they were a hell of a – we got to figure out how to get them back. Colson, get on that. If you're going to close the door, go get me VP Jerky back.
He's on the phone. He's not listening to you.
They made dog jerky. Mrs. Clark purchased some for our dog, and it was sitting on the counter, and I said, well, I mean, I'm going to have to.
This is impossible. This is
No,
really bad.
no, that's a different type of burger that we didn't prepare for you. This is worm. That's what it is.
Those are way better.
Yeah. Oh, boy. That's quite the statement. Earlier today, Tim and I were having a conversation. If we get to the point in humanity where your options are worm burger or no protein whatsoever, your choice would be what?
Oh, no protein.
No protein.
No.
You're just going to go proteinless? Yeah,
No-
right?
no
You're
question.
going to...
That by the way, this is affecting me so much that I needed a half a beat to process what you just asked me.
Are you going to be okay? Now, when you do this is important. I'm going to need you to eat the burger a little quickly because when you do the worm, what I can't have is you puking it all back up.
If you
on
want me to eat this quickly,
right.
it's gonna come back up. I'm telling you that right now.
That to be the case. Can you do maybe one more bite?
I'm still working on this
for
one.
the people. For the people, I would ask that you would do one more bite.
Oh my God.
Tim, did you actually try a bite of the burger? Did you or did you not?
You know I had to try a bite.
And your feelings were what?
Everything Andrew's saying is completely
Really?
accurate.
He's not.
No, he's not selling this.
Can I be honest with? Can I have a moment of honesty here? When Tim came in today, he said to me the following. He said, "This is not going to be that bad. Andrew's going to have to sell this."
No, I'm not. I am not selling.
It's actually why I was most concerned about your demeanor when you arrived here today.
I'm telling you, the psychological lead up to this was not great.
Yeah.
But I hadn't really thought about it until this morning. Like, this was not one. The tuna.
We could kind of tell by how you had not known it. You don't know how to do the worm. We could kind of tell.
No, I'm talking
that
about
you
the,
had not.
I'm talking about the consumption of the
the
product.
entirety of it. You
The
hadn't
tuna and
really.
sardine thing sat with me for weeks.
Yeah,
It did with us too.
Correct. We'll never not.
This
smell
I only
that.
started about this morning.
Oh God! Oh God! I thought that was. I
No,
thought that was
it's-
about to come up on the plate.
It's a belch.
It didn't sound like a belch.
But this is only a notch below that.
Wow.
Like
Wow.
the tarantula, I would eat 3 more tarantulas
For fun, yeah,
before
just for
having one of these.
funsies. In fact, you've introduced that to the Stetka family repertoire. At Thanksgiving last year, you guys had some baked tarantula.
Yeah, they're
correct?
easy to find out in the desert.
I bet that's true.
So, Glenn, in fairness, I did not take the texture into account on this.
No, it's
Based on the ingredients, I would say it's not that bad.
but the
The
texture
texture's
itself.
Not good.
Yeah, it's like I'm able to get it into my mouth and
Griffin, do me a favor.
have it
Just
sit
cut
there.
that, Griffin.
Go.
But
We do need that.
Yeah.
Also, I believe we have something else in there that we could
Yeah,
that we
there
could
is.
share with everyone. I believe there's another drop in there that I liked a whole lot. Man, we could sort of make an Andrew Stetka greatest hit.
Still do love the idea of 2 guys.
Yeah, yeah, he does. He does love that idea of 2 guys, don't you? Yeah, the old 2 guys Stetka they call.
I'm glad I'm not wearing white today.
Yeah, right. Griffin, I don't know why I'm about to say this, but if you get me water, I am prepared to eat the small, but not the big bite that's left off, the smaller of the bites. That little drop right there, just to say that I will have tried it. I think it's important. It's like I did this, when we did the tuna fish and sardine juice. I tried it. Oh God. Oh. Okay. I don't want to be talking when he starts puking because we got to get that audible set. Do the right thing, by the way. If you start puking, please take the microphone with you.
Stop. You know I've done this before.
I understand that. I just want to make
stop walking
sure.
me through it.
I just want to make sure that you're prepared. I'm going to consume that tiniest little bite just to know,
That
just
one
for
right there?
reference. Yeah, that's the one. Wait, did you take one of the patties off?
No, it fell off.
Oh,
There
it
is
fell
still
off.
Plenty on here, trust me.
Oh, what, you think you get out of that now?
Here.
Yeah.
It's like the old 96er. You got to eat all the gristle and the fat.
God. Bro, this is tough, bud. This is really, really difficult for me to watch. I want you to know how much I feel for you.
I don't care.
No, at all?
How much you feel for me.
Proctor, do you want to try a bite? I'm going to try a bite. Proctor's going to try a bite. We're going to try a bite. We're taking a little bit off your hand. Colson, you want to try a bite? Get in here. You want a little? Zero chance, he says. 0 chance. Griffin, you going to try a little bite? Yeah, come on.
I didn't lose.
I understand that, but we don't have to eat a whole burger. I want the little tiny piece. Not the big hunk.
Here, get in there.
No, I'm not getting in there. I just want where'd it go? There was a little tiny. Well, I'll just take that.
There better be a worm in that piece.
Yeah, you need a mealworm.
The
Come
whole
on.
damn thing is worm.
Well, yeah, but
Here you go. All right. See that and that. Right there.
You're gonna be fine with that.
Yeah. We'll see how this goes, and I'll let you know if you're overreacting or
This
not.
might ruin like potato bread for me. See, once Glenn does the things that I'm doing, he has a little more empathy for me. So
Why?
Is there a second trash can?
Why?
Right?
Why is this? Why? What world are we living in?
Am I wrong about the pet store thing?
No, not at all. No, you're 100% no. But it's just the texture. By the way,
It's
there's
god-awful.
no flavor.
No.
There's none. Maybe you got more cayenne or whatever.
Yeah, probably.
All
That's
right,
probably
here you go. Griffin's finally getting in. Get a little bit. There's no flavor at all.
No.
It's just mush. It's just. Are you eating the whole bird?
I mean, I think I'll take like a real bite.
Yeah, get in there and get a real bite.
No, that's
well, if I
taking
do
it off.
it-
Fine, go. Do what you want to do. Do what you want to do. I'm not gonna.
What?
I didn't lose. I don't know if you heard. Yeah, you should probably be on. Oh my God!
Oh my god!
Why? I hope you're comfortable with the idea that Griffin doesn't have diseases. We do a daily check. You know, you could have just ripped that off instead of biting it off, considering you're sharing it with somebody.
It's a worm burger.
Now describe what it is that you're going through.
Yeah, super dry. It's super dry.
It's just mushy nonsense.
Trying to get down. I can feel the worm.
Oh,
like
good. You put some live ones in there too, correct? You put some that were.
Yeah, I mean,
did I tell
them? Would have like a live one. At least you feel something.
Proctor, you ready?
Oh yeah,
you
very hard to get down. It's not.
It's disturbing. There is no reason.
Like you almost just want to like have it sit in your mouth rather than even.
When you
to
look at
swallow
it from afar, you almost convince yourself that it looks like brisket.
Yeah, it does look a little bit like pulled pork or brisket,
and there is just nothing there.
After it's been sitting in your mouth for like a minute.
Oh, it's just
like, okay,
continuous
this
mush.
Is horrible. This is too much.
This is not the future. Go ahead. Give him the microphone if you don't mind.
I'm going to actually attempt to.
Definitely need some moisture, but I appreciate the cayenne in there. It's
all right. Has he consumed enough that we can give him barbecue sauce and cheese if he would like?
That's painful.
Is that? Are we okay with that? All right. Very good. All right. Do you want it or not?
Yeah, I mean, yeah. Something.
Okay. All right.
Yes, I'm not going to say no to that.
He was sitting there like. I'm not sure.
I'm not 100% sure it's
going
to help, but
yeah, I'm not sure it's going to help either. Well, that is just wretched. But you've got an entire burger still to consume. You've got an entire and more to perform, and I'm looking forward to that. Plus, Proctor's going to prepare a quiz for us. What a day we've got ahead of us! What a day it's going to be here on G's. Oh God! Oh God!
Right?
I only had that much, and I was ready for it. Oh.
You had like a little tiny broken off piece.
Oh God, that is really unpleasant. Tim, I'm so sorry. I wish I could say nicer things about this, but I've got nothing at all nice to say about this experiment whatsoever.
It was the entire intent.
Right.
Come on.
Tim, is there anything we can plug for you?
Nah, never.
Okay, fair enough. Tim's big in the. Tim was down at the beach at the same time. Proctor is actually down at the beach too. We were all down at the beach at the same time last week. Oh, that's just a yawn. He's just tired.
Oh, I don't know what that is.
I thought it might be the moment. I thought it might be the case. What do you got there?
We had a
Chick-fil-A barbecue sauce.
That doesn't even look like it's the right color.
Duke's mayo, of course.
Oh, Duke's from when I got the mayo bath. That's been in my grundle.
Wow.
Yeah, right? You got that to look forward to. But don't worry, my grundle's going to be in your face in a little bit, too. So. I think so. I do believe that it makes it a bit of an aioli, considering where it's been. Yeah, you might want to go with the mayonnaise or the barbecue sauce or the. Are you think mayonnaise is the way to go?
An aioli, if you will.
Hey, my guy.
Give it a little bit of moisture. Although this mayonnaise looks like it's seen better days.
Yeah, why don't you not use that? Okay. Why don't you not? Griffin, I thought I requested that be thrown away at some point.
Yeah, it looks pretty.
It's probably
take a look at that. That looks.
Well, it's just because we haven't been using it. You know, we haven't been.
When did that? That was from December, legitimately, correct?
It literally says Best Buy 5/28/23.
What are you doing over here? I believe I did request that be thrown away at one point. I understand that, but we don't need to add more punishment to the punishment. All right, Griffin will do that. Why don't we do this? We'll grab a break. Mike Shildt, the former manager of the St. Louis Cardinals, is going to join us to tell us more about Jack Flaherty. And then we'll get an update on where Stetka is after adding condiments to his worm burger. Still to come, we're going to make a trip to Bowie. Also still to come this morning, we will we'll have a John Proctor quiz, which I'm looking forward to a great deal. That's all on the way. Today's show also brought to you by the print issue of Press Box, which is still available, but not for much longer, at your neighborhood Royal Farms, any of those hundreds of locations around town where you find it's still in my teeth.
It will stay there, trust me.
We celebrate Tony Siragusa. Unbelievable cover story from Dave Ginsburg. Go get it right now. Your neighborhood Royal Farms and those hundreds of locations around town where you find Pressbox. Read it all at PressBoxOnline.com. Andrew Stetka is here. John Proctor's here. Tim from Bel Air's here. It's a Thursday edition of GCR. You feel that? That's the sound of football coming back, and now's the time to place your preseason bets with Superbook Sports. Superbook is the most trusted name in Vegas, and now you can use my promo code GlennClark23 to score up to $250 with their first bet bonus. Win or lose, they'll match your first bet up to $250 with the promo code GlennClark23. All one word, no spaces, two N's in Glenn. Don't miss out this football season. Win some money with Superbook Sports and that promo code GlennClark23. Visit superbook.com for terms and conditions. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
It's another exciting weekend of affordable family fun at Prince George's Stadium with the Bowie Baysox. One of the most special nights of the season on Friday the 4th, Navy Night. Come celebrate the newest plebe class. Back-to-back fireworks carry on to Saturday with our pregame Touch a Truck event. And it's the last of our big hitter bobbleheads, Colton Cowser on Sunday for the first 750 fans. Get your tickets now by calling 301-805-6000 or anytime online at Baysox.com. The Bowie Baysox. Let us be your 9-inning vacation.
I'm Michael Jangrandi, president of AJ Michaels, your carrier energy expert for 44 years. Save money, energy, and make your home more comfortable and virus-free. Find us at ajmichaels.com. That's ajmichaels.com.
That first sip. That first bite. Start your day off right with a delicious breakfast at Royal Farms. Choose from a fantastic selection of fresh Royal Farms breakfast sandwiches and top it off with a rich hot cup of the freshest coffee in the world. At Royal Farms, breakfast is available day and night. It's the freshest breakfast in the world. Real fresh, real fast. Royal Farms.
It's a Maryland thing you wouldn't understand.
Where the waves meet the shore, you will find Dorchester County. Hi, this is Jimmy Charles. When I think of Maryland, I think Dorchester County on the Eastern Shore where it's open for making memories. Dorchester County, it's a Maryland thing. For more info, visit www.visitdorchester.org.
It's a Maryland thing. Hell yeah. It's a Maryland thing. Hell yeah.
Hey, O's fans, on Saturday, August 5th, when the O's take on the New York Mets at 7:05, celebrate the 40th anniversary of the 1983 World Series by being one of the first 20,000 fans 15 and over to receive an Eddie Murray 1983 World Series bobblehead, presented by Royal Farms. Come out to honor this World Series championship team and arrive early for Early Bird Saturdays, when gates open 2 hours early with happy hour, live music, and more. Get your tickets today at Orioles.com/tickets.
Picking a restaurant to try for the first time? Let's look at the Costas Inn. Here's a few checklist items. Quality of the food? Check. Quality of service? Check. Does restaurant have plenty of free parking? Check. And finally, does restaurant have delicious steamed crabs, crab cakes, crab soup, and specials galore? Check, check, check. Costas Inn, 4100 North Point Boulevard. They check all the boxes.
Whether your focus is luxury and comfort, convenience and technologically advanced connectivity, or sporty performance and aggressive styling, we've got the perfect Highlander for you. Check out buyatoyota.com for deals on new Highlanders from your local Toyota dealer today.
If you miss anything on the show, don't forget that you can watch full episodes at youtube.com/pressboxonline, and you can download podcasts on Apple, iTunes, Amazon, and Grindr. Wait, did I say Grindr? I don't think that you would find it on Grindr. Not that I know it's on Grindr or anything. I swear. On second thought, you know what? I don't care what you think. Here's Glenn.
All right, I'm struggling with which is my definitive favorite Andrew Stetka face now, because our friend Kyle Andrews pulled a screen grab from this morning. And it's a good one, but I have to measure it against my previous former favorite Andrew Stetka face, and I'm not sure. Everybody can weigh in on their opinion here. Which Andrew Stetka face is now our favorite?
Thanks for that, Kyle, by the way.
Is it Shark Andrew Stetka, or is it Andrew Stetka about to puke? This is pretty good, right? Like, these are pretty good options here. Which one is our definitive Andrew Stetka face moving forward?
What is the shark one from?
So the shark one was actually I was previewing. That was in my home.
That
was on Zoom.
Correct.
I was not eating anything heinous.
Which, by the way, good news. I believe we're going to be able to bring Zoom back to the program. It's been too long, but I think that's going to be an option.
He just caught me in a moment of looking.
Yeah, very dejected.
Completely defeated.
I just had a little RBF. That's all.
Yeah,
it wasn't like I had eaten anything poor.
It's really wonderful. Yes, as part of the day that we had the ice luge, she also had to wear a shark costume and sing Baby Shark because it was supposed to be in the midst of the Baby Shark phenomenon. But then a pandemic hit, and Andrew couldn't come visit us for like 2 years, and so it was well past the Baby Shark phenomenon.
I'm still on shark face for the record.
Yeah, you think shark face is the way to go? I don't know. The other one's really good too.
I think shark face is more my regular RBF.
It's pretty good.
That's more my
pretty good. But I like this one as well. This one, however, I got to be honest, you can't tell it's a wedding dress. It actually more looks like you are like in that plastic when you go into like a factory and you have to put like plastic all over yourself in order to prevent you from getting any hair anywhere. Like that's what more it looks like that you're wearing.
Well, it's now just preventing worm from getting anywhere. That's what it's doing.
Before we talk to Mike Shildt, unfortunately, I was reminded that by Stetka himself that we don't do things here without trying Old Bay on them. It's just the way that it works. So pull me a little bit. Pull me a little bit and put a little Old Bay on it. This is your job, Griffin. You're the one that does this. And then we'll talk to Mike Shildt afterwards.
Yeah, there's an extra plate under here, it looks like.
Oh, good. We always try Old Bay with everything here.
Just throw some.
Yeah.
Do whatever you need to do.
Oh, and you think we should just try the plain, Tim? All right, Griffin. Yeah. Oh God, give me a plain mealworm.
One. You can't eat just one, Glenn.
Whatever. Then give me some with Old Bay on them, and then give me some of the burger with Old Bay on it. All right? Oh, God. Why? It's called Glenn Clark Radio. I could just be the one that says no. We're not going to do that. Did you get everything in there that needed to get in there? Yeah. All right. So the first thing, Tim, is I just need to try the – oh, I think they all kind of – all right. So this is a plain mealworm.
And that's not going to taste like anything. It's probably going to be just like the tarantula.
Tim said he was snacking on them. Okay,
yeah.
He's kind of right.
Like a rice cake?
It's kind of just like that, yeah, honestly. Remember when I did the crickets many years ago?
Yeah, but weren't they like a chili
lime?
They
were a chili
like,
lime
cricket. They
true.
probably tasted pretty good.
Agree to disagree about that. Now, with the Old Bay, the mealworm and the Old Bay. That actually could be a thing.
I'm sure, yeah.
I'm just being honest. That could actually be a thing. Now, you gave me a lot of the burger, dog.
I mean, all right. Well, don't eat that whole bite then. Just,
here, we'll split this up. Stetka, try some with Old Bay. See how you feel about it.
You don't want me to do this.
I want you to do that.
The joy in Andrew's face when you said that.
All right. Here we go. Ready? It does not help. It does not help in any way. Nope.
I like how done with it Andrew is. He's just. And they're both going. All right, so.
So bad.
Andrew couldn't.
You'll be all right.
I'm gonna try this with the. I put some cheese and ketchup on this. We'll see if that.
Oh yeah, sounds delicious.
Does anything?
Yeah, right. now I'm gonna order it tonight. Yeah, go ahead. Come on. How's that doing you? Oh God, it looks worse. Please get that picture. Please, Kyle Andrews, tell me you got that screen cap. Please. What do you need? You're pointing at something. Oh my. Yeah, worse.
Oh my God.
How is it worse?
So the cheese is like. That's not a good texture. Kraft Singles is.
Yeah, we all agree with that.
No offense to the people of Kraft.
Oh, I might not consume another one in my life.
The texture of that with the worm and the. No.
All right. We will give Andrew a little bit of time here to make a bigger dent in this delicious sandwich that he has for him. We had to do this a little bit earlier because of his schedule now with the San Diego Padres, but we had the opportunity as Jack Flaherty prepares to make his first start as a Baltimore Oriole this afternoon a man that knows him well, his former manager, Mike Shildt, right now here on GCR. Of course, the Orioles did make a move this week at MLB's trade deadline, adding Jack Flaherty, who's getting ready to make his Orioles debut. And we wanted to reach out to someone who we knows Jack Flaherty quite well. And so it's a pleasure to welcome in for the first time former Cardinals manager, now a part of the Padres organization. He is Mike Shildt, and he's with us here on GCR. Mike, it's Glenn in Baltimore. It's so great to catch up. Thank you for spending a couple of minutes with us this morning.
Of course, man. Always happy to help and speak about somebody I respect highly, and Jack Flaherty.
You know, I wanted to get into that because we saw in the immediacy of the trade, Adam Wainwright, who's like, only one of the most respected people in like modern baseball history, went out of his way to talk on Twitter about what Jack Flaherty meant to him. Can you kind of put into words all the success that you guys had, how important Jack Flaherty was to the entirety of what you guys had done in St. Louis?
Yeah, Jack, huge piece of the years of success that I was blessed to be a part of over in St. Louis, 3 years of playoffs. He was an integral part, took that next step in his career, which can be a challenge. And not every young player makes that next step. In 2019, goes out day before the All-Star break in San Francisco, does a one-hitter on Gloria, hits a homer, actually lose 1-0. And then his second half was, not even arguably, it was the best pitching performance of anybody in baseball in 2019. Led us to the National League Championship Series. He was tremendous, and it's just been an honor to be a part of his career and see him develop and grow and turn into that next high-level player, and he's just as good a human being.
When he was at his – we think about that 2019 season when he was, utterly dominant. What made him so good? Like, what was it that was working when Jack Flaherty was at his best?
He was able to command all his pitches. He's got a nasty repertoire. He was commanding his fastball. His slider was on the plate, under the zone. Everything's looking like a strike out of the hand. A lot of stuff Jack has is late. Which, when you're around the plate, strike out of the hand, hitters have to respect that. So he got a lot of soft contact, had the ability to get his punch out when he needed to, was able to go deep into games and keep his defense engaged, which, is a real strength of that club in that year.
The mental makeup of handling, you're in St. Louis where there is an expectation to win and you're that guy. Where did that come from? Did you get a sense of that with him, like how he handled being that guy in that place that's such a rabid baseball town?
Yeah, Jack. Many things I respect about Jack is his sense and heart for continual improvement, and also very impressive about Jack, especially at a younger age. And it's not, it's regardless of age, but Jack is really intentional about growing from his own experiences. Jack was also very open-minded and very intentional about learning and growing from other people's experiences. And, he took advantage of Mr. Gibson when he was alive. They were close, and he was able to talk to Mr. Gibson about, just things that, what was going to happen in the future, how he can handle things now. Chris Carpenter was in the organization at the time and was really great with Jack. And Jack, they became close, and Jack took advantage of those experience from Carp, and of course you met one of the finest human beings, period, much less being in the game, and another guy that was open to sharing his wisdom and knowledge with Jack and helping him grow. But credit goes to Jack, and he just continued to be a better version of himself, and like I said, it's been an honor to have been a part of his journey.
Former Cardinals manager Mike Shildt, now with the Padres, he's with us here on GCR. We're talking about new Oriole Jack Flaherty. Skip, obviously on the flip side, right? Like, we know that he dealt with a lot of injury issues, and in that 2021 season, there was so much promise of what you had seen before, and hasn't been able to sustain it. Have you gotten a sense at all? I don't know how much you stayed in touch with him. Obviously, you haven't been there, but have you gotten a sense for how he's dealt with that, and maybe not being able to regain exactly what that form was from 2019?
Yeah, 20 it was COVID, obviously, so that was a little bit of a nasty slaughter for everybody. 21, Jack was pitching well, went into LA, and he started to get banged up a little bit. And the one thing I can tell you about Jack, and I've stayed in touch with him a little bit. I saw him last year when they came to San Diego, and gave him a big hug. And But the one thing I can tell you about Jack is, he's gonna take care of his body. He's gonna take care of everything he possibly can to be healthy. So, the fact of the matter is, athletes, pitchers, they're gonna go through ups and downs of things they're dealing with their body. But I can confidently tell you that a guy like Jack, that he's going to take care of himself. He's going to rehab properly. He's going to prehab properly. And look, he's still a young guy, and he's pitched well recently. So, my optimism for him to get back to a high caliber form is high.
I was wanting to go there. I realize we're talking about a guy that you guys might end up being facing in the World Series at some point. I understand that could be the scenario, but what do you think the Orioles are given the ups, the downs of late? What do you feel like the Orioles are likely getting in Jack Flaherty?
Well, it starts off. Clearly we can talk about on the field, but it starts off the field as well. He's really, really good with this in-between preparation. I alluded to the fact he takes good care of his body. He's very attention to detail. He's a pro. He's a pro's pro. Like I said, good athlete. So at every turn in that clubhouse, he's going to be a tremendous example. How he goes about the weight room, how he takes care of his body, how he plays catch, how he goes about his bullpens, how he prepares and looks at video for games. So I don't know the culture. Clearly the Orioles have, having a lot of success, have a great club, and doing a lot of things right. And, as my dad was from Baltimore, I'm happy.
Oh, that's cool.
Growing up working in the AA clubhouse of the Orioles, so I'm happy that Baltimore is having a resurgence. But that's what Jack will bring behind the scenes. And then look, this guy's an uber competitor, been through the battles and knows what it's about and knows what expectations look like, which are important. So nothing's going to really be thrown at Jack that he can't handle and be a good example for the rest of the club. And he's going to compete every 5 or 6 days, whatever the rotation is, and he's going to give you more than a good chance to win, and that's all you can ask.
It sounds like you're saying you won't be surprised at all if, say, he's starting game 1 of a playoff series this year.
No, not at all. Jack looked. There was some tough decisions. We had some really good rotations over in St. Louis in our pitching in series between him and Wayno and Miles. And sometimes the rotation, just depends on where they threw last, how it falls out. But hopefully Baltimore can set the rotation. But no, it wouldn't surprise me if he, leads the series out. But regardless, when he throws in the series, he's going to go out there and battle test a guy that's going to compete and has the weapons to back it up.
Can you speak to it? I don't want to be disparaging to anything that's going on in St. Louis. We know it's been a tough season, but can you speak to your experiences as a manager, and probably mostly on the other side with players coming in, but what you've seen, what it does for someone to go from a tough situation where a team's not performing to the excitement of being in the throes of a pennant race, being in the throes of one of the more exciting teams in all of baseball. In your experiences, what has that done for players that step into those situations?
Oh, I think it. I've been able to we've been made some moves, and we had John Lester and Jay Happ, and some guys that we were able to add. Wade LeBlanc that was big, and CJ McFarland, guys that some maybe under the radar moves, but really helpful moves in 2021. And those guys, I think I can't speak for them clearly, but it's an opportunity for them to come in, be with a club that's competing for a playoff spot and a World Series opportunity, and it invigorates you and gets you going. And the competitor that these guys are, it excites them.
I keep coming back to, if there's anybody that I would want to have put me over, it would be Bob Gibson. It's such an unbelievable person to. It almost doesn't even feel real when you say that. Wow, Bob Gibson. That is truly incredible. Is there one story that you tell about Jack Flaherty when people ask? Is there one moment that stands out to you the most? Man, this tells you everything you need to know about this guy.
Not necessarily one moment, just the collective moments of being able to see Jack from. I met Jack. He was keeping a buck in instructional league, and that's how I first introduced myself to him. And just seeing his journey from there to where he is now and being a part of it, and just seeing the commitment that this guy has for greatness is really special. And like I said, I hold it in high regard. So more collective respect for Jack instead of one moment, which I think is probably the best compliment.
That's cool. That's very cool. Well, we'll be rooting for that potential World Series matchup, right? That would be a heck of a story for it to play out that way, right? Manny coming back to Baltimore, you and Jack getting back together for dinner before Game 1. We'll be rooting like hell for that to be the case. Mike Shildt, I know you're a busy
Yeah,
man.
absolutely.
Really, truly appreciate you squeezing in a few minutes to tell us about the Orioles' new pitcher. Thank you so much for doing that.
Yeah, of course. You're welcome. Thank you.
Shildt, former Cardinals manager, now working with the Padres, and says his optimism for Jack Flaherty to get back to a high-caliber form is high, and I hope that that's the case, and we will see it for the first time today as Jack Flaherty makes his first start as an Oriole this afternoon in Toronto as the Birds try to win the series. How you feeling, buddy?
I'm not feeling great.
No?
During the interview, you heard a little bit of...
Oh, God. There was I really wish you guys would have heard a particular burp.
It shook the whole studio.
It really did.
It shook me to my core.
It was...
I wasn't sure if it was just going to be air or not.
Monumental, that moment that occurred. Hey, speaking of monumental, we got a great offer for you, a monumental offer. You gonna be all right over there?
No, I just really, that transition.
Yeah,
just, that's why.
We got a monumental
that's why you're a
offer.
professional.
That's the way it goes. Monumental offer for you that is available now with Superbook. You use the code GlennClark23. They will match up to $250 in your first bet. So it's almost like you're getting, a free bet. Like it's $250. You win. Good news. You won. If you lose, good news, you get $250 worth of free bets back. It is a tremendous offer for you to check out Superbook, an official partner of the Baltimore Orioles, and now an official partner of Glenn Clark Radio. And I don't know which one is better, frankly. I think they're, like right here. That's what everybody's been saying around town. It's like it was a big deal to become a partner of the Orioles, arguably an even bigger deal.
How big of a lead do you have in the AL East?
Oh, you should. You haven't been reading the newspaper. Weird. But go to superbook.com right now. Use that code GlennClark23, GLENNCLARK23 when you sign up, and you will get that $250 up to $250 first bet match. If your first bet is only $100, you don't get $250. You get $100. But you can do it up to $250. Whatever your first bet is, they will match if you lose in a guarantee in free bets. So make sure that you get over and sign up. And again, the code is GlennClark23. So if you are truly a degenerate and you have interest in betting on the Hall of Fame game tonight,
yes,
seek help.
That's tonight? I thought that was this weekend.
It's tonight. Seek help. But if you are hot and bothered about Zach Wilson and
Chris Strevler, I think.
Chris Strevler.
I think that's his name, right?
Former Rams quarterback.
Wait a second. Who are the two quarterbacks you're talking about?
Zach Wilson will, of course, start for the Jets.
Strevler will come in behind him.
Oh, well, then who would start for the Browns? Well, I assume Zach Wilson's starting for the Jets. Maybe he's not. Maybe it's Strevler who's starting.
I couldn't have even told you the teams that were playing in it. That's
Jets
how
and the
checked out
Browns.
I am.
Yeah, Jets and Browns.
I would have assumed it was the Cowboys because it's always the Cowboys.
And DeMarcus Ware is going into the Hall of Fame
Right.
this year. So, right? Yeah,
That
isn't he
would've
part
made
of this
sense.
year's class? Who else is part of this year's class? It was one of those kind of nondescript classes, right? Hang on a second.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you have the answer for me on anything?
I'm still trying to find the starting quarterback.
I know that was hoping that you would provide any sort of answer. Just
anything.
Kellen Mond.
Kellen Mond.
And DTR.
Who's DT? Oh, Dorial
Durant.
Thompson-Robins.
Yes.
Right, yeah,
Yes,
correct.
the
They're
UCLA
the class this year going into the Hall of Fame. Oh, not only DeMarcus Ware, but also Chuck Halley, who, of course, was the MVP of the Baltimore Colts' first Super Bowl win. He just played for the Cowboys. He's the only ever losing player to be Super Bowl MVP. Also in this year's class, the reason why the Jets are involved is Darrelle Revis and Joe Klecko, both going into the Hall of Fame this year. And the reason the Browns are involved is Joe Thomas is going into the Hall of Fame this year. And it might be a very long time before another Cleveland Brown is in, so this is their one chance to put the Browns in. Zach Thomas, also part of this year's class, as is Rondé Barber. And Don Coryell, Ken Riley, part of the class, too. Tim, come here for 1 second real quick. We're about to have another guest on, and I'm sure you're going to probably end up having to go here in a bit. Andrew said something that we want to apologize for what that might have done to your Blackstone.
Oh, I'm 100% buying a new one. I'm never cooking on that thing again.
We were thinking about that as you were cleaning it off. We're like, oh, God.
I did bleach the ice luge last time, and it still smells like tuna juice.
Oh, God. The sacrifices that you have made for us are truly overwhelming.
Not the sacrifices I've made. The sacrifices he's made.
No, you just lost. That's all that is.
Don't worry, I'm billing at my hourly rate. You'll get the invoice.
Oh, I know what your rate is. I can't afford it, dog. There is no world in which I can afford your hourly rate.
Pay me what you pay Drew.
Oh, correct. You know what? Triple it.
Deal.
We'll triple
Deal.
it. Love you, buddy. Truly appreciate you doing
Love
this
you guys.
for us today.
Andrew,
Thank you very much.
Good luck, man.
That I would say no. I'll say thank you.
All right. All right. That's Tim from Bel Air who came in this morning to prepare this worm burger for our friend Andrew Stetka. It's time for us to make a trip to Bowie to chat with a member of the Baysox. Joining us now, he is pitcher Carlos Tavera, and he's with us here on GCR. Carlos, it's Glenn in Baltimore. It's great to chat with you, man. Thank you for taking a couple of minutes for us this morning.
Of course, no problem. Thank you for having me.
I asked this question before I tell you what's going on here today. Have you and your buddies ever made a particularly dumb bet, or one of you had to do something embarrassing or eat something that you wouldn't really want to eat? I don't know if you play any fantasy football leagues, where there had been a bad loser. Have you ever done anything like that?
I'm a big gambler, but I don't really do anything like that.
You would prefer just playing for money, and that would be the smarter thing for us to do around here, but it's not nearly as good for radio content. If someone said, Carlos, you will be in the major leagues tomorrow, but in order to get there, you have to consume an entire burger made out of worms, what would you say?
I'm eating that in 5.
I get it. It's a lifelong dream. The bad news for our friend Andrew Stetka is he's not getting the call up to the major leagues. Hang on, turn his mic back on. Yeah, he's not getting that call after consuming a burger made out of worms this morning, which you've got a lot of work to do. There's not a whole lot of show left, so I would get back in on that. All right, Carlos, pretty good month of July for you, man. I was looking at the numbers and said, wow. These numbers will play significantly. Carlos, in the month of July, 5 starts, pitched to a 2.74 ERA over those 5 starts. What's been working most? What is it that over the course of the last month has really clicked for you?
Really just getting back to who I was and the reason why I got drafted. I missed a lot of time last year, so really just getting back to what I know and what I'm good at, which is really attacking guys with my fastball, really using the changeup off of that, and pretty much it.
Do you feel as you said, you were a higher round draft pick. You were a pick in the 5th round. You were a guy that had every reason to have confidence and belief. What does going through a stretch like this do for you? When you've been going through ups and downs, how much does this help you kind of remind yourself, I am this guy. There's a reason why a team took me as high as they did, and I have every reason to believe that I'm going to be there, even if I don't consume a worm burger in the future.
Right. It was most of it was just a learning curve. AA, the Eastern League we play in, has had a lot of great players. I've played against guys that are in the bigs, made their debut this year. So, looking back, I've got a lot of those guys out early, but it was really about consistency and being consistent. What makes the difference between a minor leaguer and a big leaguer is consistently. They go out there and perform every single day, and that's the difference. I mean, as a minor leaguer, you'll have your struggles, and I'm grateful I had those struggles because I've learned a lot.
Yeah.
And really, it's throughout my whole career, I've had some sort of struggles, and I've always made it out. So it's kind of okay, what adjustments do I have to make to really push me forward?
The Bowie Baysox are home this weekend. Tonight they are playing as the Cangrejos Fantasmas de Chesapeake, which is always one of my favorites, as they celebrate the local Latino community. Do you get the option to keep a jersey on a night like tonight, Carlos?
I don't think so. I think you have to buy them.
Oh man, I don't know what the price would be, but I might have to think about it. A great weekend ahead as well, including annual Navy Night, which is awesome because they bring out all the plebes. It's a really cool thing to see at the Prince George's County Stadium. And then I'm telling you, if you have kids, there is no greater promotion in all of baseball than what's happening Saturday with the Bowie Baysox. It's Touch a Truck Day, and they literally just line up tons of work trucks, and your kids can come and hop in them and play with them and pull down and honk the horns and the whole thing. Bring earplugs if you're a parent. I promise you bring earplugs, but it is an awesome event. Find out more about all of these events this weekend by going to Baysox.com. There's also a Colton Cowser bobblehead giveaway on Sunday. Carlos, I wonder, velocity-wise, we saw in a recent start you were topping at 96. Where have you been comfortable? And do you feel like there's even more to be gained still as you continue in this process?
I usually sit 93, 95, touching 6. But yeah, I really think I could get even a little more. Coming back healthy. Making some mechanical tweaks. My goal has always been to throw 100. So until I hit that goal, I'm not gonna stop trying to throw harder.
I mean, it's such a casual thing to say. Like, I can do that. Yeah, I can get there. The rest of us are like, yeah, we'll take 60. That would be just fine with us if we could sit there. And then what about the pitches? Tell me what did you come with into the organization? What have maybe you added since you got here, and what have you been particularly comfortable with of late?
Really out of college, if I have, looking back at all the strikeouts in college, I would say 85% of them were on fastball.
Okay.
So later in that college year, which is is what got me drafted, I had a changeup that I really liked, and that's been my bread and butter. So those are the 2 pitches I came in with the organization, and even till now, we're really trying to tweak a slider and a curveball, to have a 4 or 5 pitch mix. So, and I mean, the Orioles do a great job with that. I mean, their analytical department, their pitching department, it's really unreal the steps they do to get you those pitches, and we have a great pitching coach here, probably the best anywhere with Forrest Herman. I love working with them. We always go back and forth on what I need to work on to not just make me elite here, but make me elite in the big leagues.
That's awesome. As far as the excitement of being a part of this thing right now is concerned, you're in an organization where, this is a team that has a real chance to go to a World Series right now.
Mm-hmm.
Can you put into words from when you arrived and things were maybe a little bit bleaker to now, how much excitement you have felt about where you are, and maybe do you find yourself kind of sweating out weeks like this, or you're like, please don't let my name come up in a trade. Please make sure that I'm going to be sticking this thing out.
No, yeah. I remember the thing kind of going around was like, man, you want to get drafted by the Orioles because you're going to get, you're going to move up fast. A couple years later, and you're like, oh, you don't want to be with Orioles because you're kind of get stuck just because they have so many great players. But it's actually awesome being in an organization like this because it makes you want to work hard. You have a lot of competition around you. You have a lot of guys in front of you, and it's a great group of guys. But at the end of the day, trying to beat them out for the 5, 5, 6 starting, and maybe even in the bullpen. But I love that. I love the competition. The other guys love it too. So it's really exciting to be on a team. I believe it's going to be great for years to come. So it's really exciting.
I think that's the part that we're all excited about right now. I think that's the part that we're all kind of freaking out about it. What's it like to have Jackson Holliday behind you when you pitch?
Oh, he's great. I mean, he's 19 years old, and that's just incredible. He's very mature in the field, very mature in the box. I mean, he's incredible.
It's nuts, right? It looks so easy to him. You're just like, how is it possibly this easy for you? There's just no way that it can be this easy at such a young age. It's really incredible. And then, give me the goals, right? You have this really strong month. How do you start calibrating goals the rest of the season moving forward towards next year? What are the things that you say are the biggest priorities for you?
My biggest goal coming in is not to miss a start, just because I missed so much time last year, missed so much experience. So that was goal number 1, is to finish this year out healthy. And from there is really just to build on that. Had a good month. Like I talked about, I really want to be consistent every time I go out there, give my team a chance to win. So really just finishing the year out strong and refining some things in the offseason, and hopefully coming back and competing for a starting spot.
I like the sounds of it, man. Carlos Tavera, the Bowie Baysox. Again, Baysox home all this week. Incredible events throughout the weekend that you're going to want to be a part of. It's an awesome time to be down there. Baysox.com. Carlos, are you on social anywhere, Twitter, Instagram, anywhere where Orioles fans can be giving you a follow?
Yeah, I'm on both. Don't really use them too much, but I'm on both.
All right, what's the Instagram handle?
Carlos_NTX.
All right, give Carlos a follow on there, and we will be rooting like hell for you, man, to continue this success. Congratulations on an awesome month. Look forward to seeing what's next for you, dude. Thanks for taking a couple of minutes for us this morning. We really appreciate it.
Of course, no problem. Thank you for having me on.
Carlos Tavera with us here on GCR. Appreciate him doing that. How you doing over there, bud? You anything?
Not good.
No,
no,
no. I can't help but notice.
Stomach is
You're
quite.
You're really slowing down. I wouldn't want to think you wouldn't be a man of your word. Like you're gonna.
No, who would want to think that?
Right.
No,
like you're gonna.
This is doing a number on the old guts.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not great.
I could go get some like brown gravy. Mix that up.
I don't think we need to add anything else.
Turn into like a nice stew, maybe. Nice.
No, there's no improving. I can tell you this confidently. There's no improving worms.
No, you don't think so? Well, the mealworms with the Old Bay were definitely a thing.
Well, that's
that
one
was
thing.
a thing. That
Once you
was
get a cooked patty of just straight worms, and it's not good.
Okay. Well, but you lost.
Yeah, I did.
We didn't. Proctor, did you lose? No, I didn't. No, you didn't lose. Griffin, what about you? Did you?
I most certainly did not.
What's weird because I don't think I lost either. KZ didn't lose. No, KZ didn't lose. So it was you.
Yeah.
And you got into the competition knowing the penalty, correct? I want to make sure that we're.
I don't think I did get into the competition knowing the penalty. I think the penalty was just foisted upon.
Well, you didn't ask out at the point where the penalty was announced, did you? Did you? You knew that if you lost, you were going to have to do
feel like
this.
leading questions, Your Honor.
I'm just trying to make sure that we're all on the same page, right? Like, did you ask out when you heard what the penalty was, Proctor?
No.
So if you had lost,
yeah, I'd be eating that burger.
You'd consume the worm burger, right, Griffin?
Did I have a choice? I'm curious.
I don't remember how that went. I'm pretty sure we gave you the option. I'm pretty sure.
You've got to be pretty close to a definitive power rankings of punishments for.
Oh God. Okay,
and I could pretty much provide you for that.
I definitely lost a second time. I was thinking about this because I lost.
You had the mayo PBJ sandwiches.
See, but some of these
that was.
But some of
the
these haven't
one.
been
That's
for
correct.
for the season long.
I understand. Some of them have been
been
side bets, but that one was a season long one.
And
So
some of them have even been like MLB bets that you guys have done.
Well, we've mixed in. I've done a lot of dumb things.
Yeah.
Is what you're trying to say. I understand it. You need to eat your worm burger. Let's settle down on what you're doing over there, guy. Like you're on the show like twice a year, and you've probably paid about as many penalties as I have. Oh God. Oh, just that face. Just that. Oh. Is it coming out? Get the microphone down there.
It's coming.
Oh God.
Man,
how was that?
I'm trying to go between laughing and crying here.
How was that one? Was that what it was?
How do you think it was, Glenn? Did you see?
Now I'm feeling sick from just the half a bite I took.
Oh God. So I did the bull balls, which it was the sheer amount of food that became the bull balls themselves. Like it was the sheer totality of the amount of food that became overwhelming to me. The peanut butter and mayonnaise sandwiches, all of the above. It was entirely. Like the idea that we could have made them full sandwiches instead of open face, which you're a sick bastard because Proctor was the week beforehand trying to go back and rewrite the rules of engagement for that.
A peanut butter and mayonnaise sandwich.
No,
compared to this right now, sounds
no. You have no idea what you're saying. You have no clue what you're talking about. Do you remember what the various accoutrements were? For
there was one that had like carrots on it.
Yeah, carrots and raisins. I think.
Apples.
Yeah, there was a. Oh God, it was.
Did one have olives, or am I making that up?
I don't remember. Oh,
I'd have to look at the picture
it was
again.
So much. It was just so much. Did you enjoy the last bite, or?
I'm still kind of enjoying it.
He enjoyed it for about 3 seconds.
So, do you want to do the quiz first, or do you want to do the worm and the stink face first? Which do you want to do before?
I do not care.
No, come on.
Either way,
you got it. I'm not the one eating the burger. You've got to choose what's best here.
I'm trying to survive.
You got to save the worm and stink face for the finale.
For the end,
right?
that's how we wrap it up. All right, so we'll do. We have one more break to take, right?
We do, yes. We have one more break.
Well, how about we do this? We'll go ahead and do the quiz now. Then we'll grab a break, and that'll set us up the opportunity to go out there and see if we can make it work with the camera so we can do the worm and everything
you
live.
got this grass right here.
We could also do it outside. That would be an option, yeah. And that might be better for if he has to puke. That might actually be a better scenario. You okay?
You
bud?
might stain your dress, though.
I'm not okay.
No.
I'm not.
Was that the dress you wore for your wedding?
Of course.
You
said bring my wedding dress.
Yeah, it's nice.
It would have been hilarious if you had your wife's actual wedding dress.
Oh God, that would have been so great. That would have been so.
My
great.
fat ass would never fit into that. Trust me.
Okay, let's do a quiz. It's been a
right.
long time. John Proctor, who you can see. What's your whole schedule for quizzing these days? Where can people come see you?
I am currently on York Road at Ocean Pride on Wednesday nights.
Wednesday evenings.
Yeah, that's every week. I'm filling in a couple spots if you want to come check it out. Tonight I'll be either in Locust Point or Cross Street Market. I don't know yet.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, lovely.
Oh, yes.
I'll be at Angeli's on down by the Senator in a couple of Thursdays.
Okay.
So that's a cool spot to just start.
Every Wednesday.
Every
for
Wednesday, Ocean Pride.
That actually made me want to burp. I don't know what that was. How we doing? Yeah?
The answer remains the same, Glenn.
I just want to make sure we're checking in. I want you to know that I care. I just want it to
I want
be.
you to know that.
I want you to know. I'm constantly concerned about you. You are at the top of my list of concerns for today, is making sure that you're all right, buddy.
I don't know that I believe you.
No, that's what I'm worried about. All right, go see Proctor Wednesdays at Ocean Pride. 8 o'clock, correct? Tip-off for John Proctor?
It's currently 9 for the summer season, but
Wow.
that's for 3 more weeks.
Boy, it's like a late-night show.
It is a late
huh?
game,
Wow,
so
that is wild. All right.
hopefully not for too much longer because it's a late night.
And yet, oddly, it still wraps up before the game that I play on Monday nights. It's very weird.
Yeah.
Very weird how that works.
I mean, that game is about as slow as Andrew Stetka eating a worm burger.
Ooh, you're kind of getting called out now.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
Speaking of called out,
Yeah.
I think some of this is getting
Called out of your system is what you're saying?
Yeah.
I understand that. All right, it's been a while since we've done a John Proctor quiz. Do you want to put a side bet on this one?
I do not.
No?
Not
You
even,
sure?
Not even. Not
Half
even
your
a
worm
little bit.
burger?
What do you suggest?
Not even a little.
Oh, like a double or nothing deal?
Yeah.
Like he's got to eat
He gave you an extra one, right, Tim?
No, I think he took it with him.
Oh.
I think he took
that's
it
for
with
his
him.
son.
I think it might be, honestly.
You want to do the Mountain Dew hot dogs or?
They're not real, pal.
I know. Well, I could
Oh, you
what,
think you could create a
just
Mountain
boil
Dew
it in
hot dog?
Mountain Dew.
I mean,
What
if
do
you have
think?
a meat grinder, you could probably figure it out.
I would, if you think you can figure out a Mountain Hot,
if I just boiled hot
if
dogs, in
you
Mountain
believe
Dew,
you can figure out the Mountain Dew hot dog, we can do it Friday, tomorrow.
Oh,
If
tomorrow,
you believe that you can do it.
I mean, I think.
Did you go to the movies last night, by the way?
Yes, yeah. Saw Haunted Mansion.
Yeah?
Yeah, it was pretty
You
good.
loved it,
I
didn't
did.
you?
Yeah, it was
Look at
very
this
good.
guy.
I saw it last
yeah,
weekend.
Yeah, exactly right. What you saw it?
I saw it last weekend.
Did you have nothing else to do?
Dude, do you know how hot it is in Phoenix? Do you
Well,
know
I
how Do you know how many
understand.
things there are to do to entertain
So
yourself?
have
on
you
the
gone to
weekend?
see every movie this summer?
I have seen Barbie. I've seen Oppenheimer. I've seen Haunted Mansion.
Indiana Jones?
I saw Indiana Jones.
Mission Impossible.
Does your
Not a mi-
library
not-
not have air conditioning?
Not Mission.
There are books. That is a good point.
What? They're what?
Yeah, right.
Yeah, no, I have seen a lot of movies.
You know what I did finally watch? No Hard Feelings.
Saw that as well.
That's on my list.
I enjoyed it.
It was enjoyable.
I enjoyed it. I thought it was a fun American Pie kind of vibe to
Yep.
it. I dug it.
It was
I
good.
I was in on it.
Barbie was very good. Oppenheimer was very good.
Indiana Jones, greatest movie ever made, right?
That was-
yeah.
can I? You ready for this admission?
Yeah.
That was the first Indiana Jones movie I've ever seen.
What?
Yeah, it's true.
That's more staggering than this burger. What?
Yeah, it's true.
Those movies are constantly replayed
And
everywhere.
why would you
I've
choose
I've
to?
seen parts of it. I just never sat and watched a whole.
Why
one
would you
through.
choose to go see this one if you hadn't previously seen an Indiana Jones film?
Because I have a wife of a certain age who wanted to go see it, and I thought, okay, let's go see it.
Maybe you didn't think I'll watch another one.
You guys should watch Raiders of the Lost Ark.
Yeah.
Has she seen the other?
Oh yeah, they're very important to her. You have to remember, she's more your age than my age.
Oh, that's right. I always forget.
She's a little older.
I always forget. Yeah. What are you taking shots at me or her? I don't understand that.
Look,
What is
man,
that all about?
Man, wherever they go, they go.
Yeah, right. I like her more than I like you, so let's just keep that in mind.
I like her more than I like
That's
me.
fair.
So
Fair. All right. Is there a theme for our John Proctor quiz this week?
No theme. A couple of ideas that I've had bouncing around for a while that
All
I
right.
wanted to get out here. So
Very good. By the way, John Proctor quiz brought to you this week by your local Toyota dealer and buyatoyota.com. The Toyota Tacoma comes in a range of models and trim lines, so you can choose the perfect Tacoma to reflect your unique personality and driving habits. Check out buyatoyota.com for deals on new Tacomas from your local Toyota dealer today. By the way, Proctor found the sandwiches that I had. Not Proctor. Brian Powell did. One was peanut butter, mayonnaise, bacon, and pickle.
that sounds like it's right up your wheelhouse.
Peanut butter, mayonnaise, apples, and honey.
That doesn't.
Peanut butter? No. You're an idiot. Just stop. Go back to Haunted Mansion, Chief. Peanut butter, mayonnaise, carrots, raisins. Peanut butter, mayonnaise, a cherry and pineapple. Peanut butter, mayonnaise, salami, hard egg, and onions. And then just regular peanut butter and mayonnaise.
Griffin, you have to remember that Glenn has it out for the Disney Corporation after how much money he spent.
Oh, they did.
So any
sons of
Disney
bitches.
movie that comes along.
Also, wait a second. Didn't I also have to consume like an absurd amount of? Was that birch beer that day?
Birch beer, correct? Yes.
Yeah, didn't I have to consume like an ungodly amount of birch beer?
I think so far the easiest one was just the tub of Chick-fil-A sauce.
And we were like, Brian Powell, no sold at first, and then second of all, nobody wants to talk about it. He was shaking.
The
I
tarantula
was really,
I think, the easiest one.
Yeah, I tried a bite of that. It was actually pretty good.
Well, it was nothing. It was.
But you also
dry.
had to get your back waxed. That was the same.
True.
I believe it was the same payment. Was a back waxing, and because Mrs. Stetka wanted you to get your back waxed,
right.
She
So
actually
she didn't have to do it.
She knew you were going to lose.
She was just
and
pawning off her
requested.
job.
She said, "Would you please wax my husband's back?" And I was like, "All right, well, I mean that's no different than what we normally do."
We got a solid 21% of that back done that day.
That's true. Right? Was that Stetka Cup day?
I think it might have been.
I think it might have been Stetka Cup day when I fell off the chair.
That was a moment.
It was certainly a moment. Who won? Was it Lil Jordan who won the Stetka Cup?
I think it was Lil Jordan. Yes.
I'm pretty sure Paul Valley is still angry about that. I'm pretty sure he thought he had the Stetka Cup claimed, and it did not go that way. God, we should do that again. That was a day.
That was
I
a good time.
enjoyed that.
Well, how does the Stetka Cup work?
This guy doesn't listen to the show.
This guy.
Yeah, right. This guy. We had a modified ping pong tournament. We had an office style ping pong tournament where we took a conference table and turned it into a ping pong table.
Glenn got a great shot from on top of a rolling chair.
Yeah, I did. I wanted to get broadcast
and
live.
then 8S.
Yeah.
Completely fell off of it.
Hell of a
Sounds
day.
great.
While recording.
It was something.
You were live at that point, weren't
I
you?
was, and then
the video the live video is just him, and then all of a sudden. Pandemonium.
What was the?
I'm okay.
It was Bridgerton, and then Papa Cass was wearing a Bridgerton dress for the. It was what a dumb show we do. Why would anyone?
You know
listen
what's
to
funny
this?
too? I was gonna tell you, and I might as well do this on the air because it deserves to be recorded for some of the stuff you did earlier this week, like talking about your kids down the beach last week. Like that is where this show really hums. Like you had me the other day, like locked in.
Dude, it was beautiful.
And then
man.
2 days later,
we're
you're
doing
this crap,
this.
and
We're
that
doing
is the dichotomy of
what a dumb show.
You got to appeal to everybody.
Yeah, right. A little bit of.
You got to tug on the heartstrings and then tug on the stomach.
God, I was damn near in tears talking about my kids playing with their friends at the beach.
You had me damn near in tears. It was great.
It was
good
beautiful.
stuff.
It was beautiful. All right, buddy. Where
All
we
right,
going?
we're low tech this week. Toss-ups, 2 toss-ups is going to work a little different. They're just going to be a flat 5 points for whoever's closer.
All right.
So first, in the spirit of Dennis Rodman, toss-up. How many career points did he score?
Points.
So just whoever's closer getting 5 points.
There were some 0 nights in there. All right, hang on a second. I'm gonna say.
I have no context for this.
I'll say he averaged. I'm doing a little math over here, so I'm gonna need a. I was to understand.
If you
there
want,
would
I'll
be
tell
no
you what
math.
he averaged per game, and I don't think it'll help you too much.
No, it won't help me at all. I don't even know what
Hang on a
the
second.
leading
paper, Andrew?
the leading point scorers get in
But
the
I
NBA.
can't help but notice that you're still not doing a great job of eating your sandwich. That burger is still sitting there lonely, dog.
Thank you for that.
We
Thank you for
were
noticing.
purposely giving you some time here.
Thank you for noticing.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I'm concerned. I just need you to know, like, what thing that you keep forgetting is how concerned I am, and I don't want you to end up not being a man of your word because I know you're better than that. How about that plus? And I almost forgotten how math works. All right, that comes up with all right, I got a number. What do you got?
All right, as soon as Stetka has his. Stetka, what do you got?
I have 14,069.
Oh, I have 6,318.
Oh, 6,683 is
You
correct.
definitely thought that Dennis Rodman scored more frequently than he did. He was not a big scorer. I did. I don't know what his average was per game, but the number I worked with was 6.
I think it was 7.5.
There you go. Yeah. There you go. Look at that, dog.
All right, number 2 toss-up. What is the current net worth of Scotty 2 Hotty? 5 points for whoever's closer.
I don't know that this is going to be a. I don't know. All right, go ahead. What do you got?
I mean, I'll say.
The great Scott Taylor, this is. Member of the legendary tag team Too Cool.
$1 million.
I went with $750,000.
It's actually $5 million.
No chance. Wow. That is a fake. That is a fake number. I don't know where you got it from.
That was from my 15-minute assembly of this quiz in the lobby right here.
I don't know where you got it from, but there is no chance.
Well, you can contest it all you want. We'll file it up for review.
Chance.
All right, first round. This year is the 10-year anniversary of Key and Peele's East-West Bowl.
Oh, how many of the names can we remember?
So I'm going to give you 3 points for each name you can remember from first year only. Bonus 3 points if you can tell me what school they listed.
Oh, 0% chance of that.
Yeah,
no chance.
Is there one of these.
Is there? Can we get like points if we're close?
I'll be generous. Stetka, you're the visitor, and since it's tied, I'm going to give you first crack at this.
There was someone called something of like Hingle McCringleberry.
There is definitely that.
Hingle McCringleberry is the easiest one.
That's probably the only one I really remember.
Do you want to take a guess of the school?
East Texas State.
Yeah, they were all schools like that.
It was Penn State. But you got 3 points for that.
Of course he did.
Glenn.
This might not go well. There was again, I'm not going to get it right, but it was a Jackson Flaxen Waxen.
Xmas Jackson Flaxen Waxen.
All right. Was from. See, I thought I thought they were all fake schools.
Some of them are.
Yeah, that's the thing.
Feel like,
I think there was.
I'll tell you, this one's also Pennsylvania. Real or fake? It's Pennsylvania.
Philadelphia Tech.
California University of Pennsylvania.
Well, that's actually a real school.
Yeah.
Son of a bitch.
Actually, know a guy who went there.
All right, back to Stetka.
Wasn't there a guy just named T-Rex?
T-Rex. Let's see. I think that might have been a later version. I don't see that on the list here.
Yeah.
So strike one.
I'm gonna be. This is.
I try to figure out a way to convey this because one, I swear to God, was just a noise. Like,
if you can approximate the noise.
What?
Yeah. Please, everybody, turn your volume up for this.
Yes.
That's okay. So now I'm struggling between two things. Because wasn't one of them like a? Wasn't there like something like that?
That is correct.
Yes!
Do you have a guess for the school? West Coast. I'll give you West Coast.
Thank you. Cal Baptist.
San Diego State.
These were all real schools.
Not all of them.
I really don't have another one of these.
I don't know that I have another one either.
I have no idea.
Okay.
There was a jackhammer noise.
That was the other.
That's the later.
I
later
might have
season.
been able to come up with it.
Yeah, I got nothing.
I think I know one end is school, right?
Are we inviting Griffin into this?
No, well, after their final guesses, I'll give mine.
Yeah, I don't have another guess. I remember, like I said, Hingle McCringleberry.
Okay.
Oh, I remember another one down too.
All right. I think I don't remember the whole name. Do I get a point for Smoochie?
Oh,
ooh.
Tyrone Smoochie Wallace.
Son of a.
That's what it is.
A steal.
That's what it is. That's what it is.
Do we split that point? Is that how that works?
Sure, I'll give you each 2 points for that.
Yeah, that's right. We can tag team that. I like that.
And guess for the school.
You better start tag teaming that burger, you son of a bitch.
I'll give you each a guess for the school.
Ohio State.
No.
Michigan.
Miami.
We were in the right. We had the right.
Okay. Back to, who is it, Stetka?
I like I said, I don't have anything.
Celebrity shot from Griff?
Torque Lewis. He was one, right?
Torque Lewis. Going through my list here. Oh, he was the construction noise. Torque construction noise Lewis.
Oh, that's what it was. Okay.
Do you know what where
school?
he?
No, I don't know. Duke.
Nevada State Penitentiary.
Yes.
I knew it was a penitentiary.
Yes.
And then Dan Smith, BYU, right?
Oh God.
That is correct.
That was the last one. Yep,
Dan Smith,
100% was Dan Smith, BYU. There was a guy who had the same.
Oh.
There was a guy who had the same first name and last name, and it's gonna kill me when you tell me. It's gonna kill me.
I thought there was a guy named first name, last name.
There was a guy named first name, last name, wasn't there?
I think he was later on. I'm looking through it right now.
Second edition.
All right. I'm not coming up with it. All right.
Yeah, you've got some good ones. Quattro.
That was.
Yes.
Yep.
That's still my friend's fantasy football team name.
Sagittariat Jefferspin. Beezer 12 Washing Beard. Ozymataz Buckshank.
They're just God.
Squish Velociraptor Maloish.
That's probably what you were thinking of with
Squish
T-Rex.
Maloish.
Velociraptor.
Yep. Let's see. A couple more good ones here. DeJasper Probencrux III.
Oh, I do remember DeJasper Probencrux III.
Jackmerius Tactheratrix. You got Tyrone Smoochie Wallace. TJ Juxon. Tavarius King. A few others there. So 10 years. But, yeah, there you go. Currently, Glenn at 13. Stetka at 10 after that round.
All right.
This next one, we will do 5 points each once again. This round is World Series champions by lyrics. So I'm going to give you some lyrics from a known hip-hop or rap song.
Oh, good.
You're going to tell me who won the World Series the year that song released.
God. Jesus.
I promise you've heard
Christ.
all of these songs. So we'll start off with this one here. Quote, my
Wait,
brain...
are you asking one of us, or is
No, this is you both write it down,
Okay,
and then you can both get 5.
All right.
My brain's dead weight, trying to get my head straight, but I can't figure out which Spice Girl I want to impregnate.
Oh, God.
So you have to think of what the song is, what year it was, and then tell me who won the World Series.
We have to come up with all 3 of those, or
you just need to tell me the team name.
Yeah.
So you can just guess the team.
Yeah, worst case, you're just guessing a baseball team.
Oh,
all right. So what year was that? Oh, God. All right. Well, okay. I know what I'm gonna. Okay, go ahead. What do you? I got an answer.
I'm just gonna go with the gut.
Yeah.
I wrote down the Cardinals.
I'm writing down. I know the song is Without Me. The question is, was it one of the years the Yankees won the World Series?
The song is My Name Is by Eminem in 1999.
So I did get it right by accident.
Did win.
That was from My Name Is? I thought that was from...
I thought that was a little bit later, too.
I thought it was
My Name Is.
Really?
Yep.
Huh.
So 18-10 for Glenn. Number 2. Now,
it was son of a bitch. I don't know. I confused it. With
I know what you did.
The Chris Kirkpatrick. You can get your ass kicked.
Yes.
That's what I was. Damn.
Number
Common
2.
mistake.
Yeah, a lot of people make that mistake.
Now, what you hear is not a test. I'm rapping to the beat, and me, the groove, and my friends are gonna try to move your feet.
I don't know it, but I gotta guess.
All right. I think you both got the song
Obviously,
right away on this one.
This is
Pretty
Rapper's
easy.
Delight, of course.
Of course.
Yeah, I don't know that I went early enough, though.
All right, what'd you go with?
I wrote down the Blue Jays.
Oh, you definitely didn't go early enough. That was definitely the 80s. I, for the fun of it, wrote down Orioles.
Not too far off. It was 1979.
Oh, wow, the Pirates.
The
Son of a
Pirates.
bitch.
That is way further back.
God, I thought it was in the 80s. I thought it, man. All
Number 3, making the tears rain down like a monsoon. Listen to the bass go boom. Explosion.
I know the song, but I don't know the song. Say it again.
Yeah, I don't either.
Making the tears rain down like a monsoon. Listen to the bass go boom. Explosion.
I'm between 2 songs that I think it might be. Oh, you know?
No, I just looked it up. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, that's not.
One because I had no clue.
I think it's.
I don't think Griff was around for this one.
If it's what I think it was, then he wasn't. And I am also struggling with. I'm gonna write down this.
Oh, yeah.
What do you got?
I wrote the Athletics.
I wrote down the Blue Jays. I think it's early 90s. It's Mama Said Knock You Out.
Mama Said Knock You Out by LL Cool J was 1990.
Oh, damn it! Son of a. Good job.
It's the Reds.
Oh,
Yeah,
right. The Reds beat the Athletics that year. That's right. Son of a bitch.
Athletics was 89.
Yeah, my bad.
I was a year off.
Oh, man.
Almost.
I thought it was 90. I thought it was 91.
I've got 3 more. Here we go. I'm into having sex.
It wouldn't have been 91. 91 would have been Twins. I screwed that up, too. I had 92. Oh, boy.
I'm into having sex, not making love. So come give me a hug if you're into getting rubbed.
You can find me in. What year was that? That would have been. I don't know that this is right. Go ahead.
I'm going with the Diamondbacks.
I also am going with the Diamondbacks.
Ooh. The song
In the Club, yeah.
by 50 Cent was 2003.
Oh, we had 2001.
It was the Marlins.
Damn.
Second to last
Marlins
one.
won that many World Series too.
No barkin', no smog, and mama cooked breakfast with no hog.
I don't know that I know this.
Griff thinks I'm just making stuff up over
I have
here.
no idea on that one.
Say it again.
No barkin', no smog, and mama cooked breakfast with no hog.
I can't believe I didn't know that song.
Yeah, it's I do. It's
I don't.
I don't know what year that was though. It's also in that range.
I mean,
all right, I'll try. Go ahead.
All right, what do we got?
I wrote Braves.
It was Ice Cube, right?
It was Ice Cube.
It was a good day.
It was a good day.
Yeah, and I wrote down athletics.
It was 1992.
Oh, damn it!
It's the Blue Jays.
God.
All right, only 5 points awarded. One left to go. Last one. He told a little story that sounded well rehearsed. 4 days on the run, and that he's dying of thirst.
I don't know that I.
You don't know this? You absolutely know this.
I do know this.
You both.
Say it again.
4 days on the run. I'm sorry. He told a little story that sounded well rehearsed. 4 days on the run, and that he's dying of thirst.
Oh, that's okay. I have no idea. That's God, who? I got it.
I'm just over here naming baseball teams at this point.
That's all right. What do you got?
I wrote the Yankees.
I wrote down the Cardinals. That's Kendrick.
That is the Beastie Boys.
Oh,
from Paul Revere.
Oh,
1986.
My bad. Kendrick did a song called "I'm Dying of Thirst."
Yeah.
That's why
I first thought as well, but I knew that wasn't.
No, I didn't take anything from the title
Son
for
of
any
a
of these.
bitch.
That was the New York Mets.
All right.
New York Mets.
All right,
So
that's on me.
18 to 10, moving into the final wager round.
Boy, this has not been our banner.
So-
Imagine, by the way, trying to do that round.
I'm a
with-
little distracted, so.
There was a.
Would you have another bite already? Forgot. There's that entire sandwich still sitting there.
It's not an entire sandwich.
It's a
about
lot of
half a
sandwich. Well, half the sandwich is on the plate.
That was like extra.
I don't know that I agree with that.
I'm going to vomit.
So it is.
That's what you want.
What did I do after I consumed all those peanut butter sandwiches? I proceeded to vomit repeatedly for like an hour afterwards. God.
Classic Glenn
Yeah.
Clark radio.
Want me
All
to
right.
feel bad for you because you're going to vomit?
18 to 10, your final today. MLB managers make your wagers. You can win up to 8 times your wager, or you can lose for each incorrect answer.
Might as well.
So,
I mean, what are we doing here? Just
okay.
I mean, what?
I know what you're wagering. All right. The top 7 winningest MLB managers are all Hall of Fame. Number 8 is Dusty Baker, who is still active. They all have over 2,100 wins. 60 seconds. Name as many of those top 7 managers as you dare. You lose point wager for each incorrect. 60 seconds. Begin.
7?
There are 7, yes.
Oh yeah, that's a good idea. I should have just Stetka's got my rundown.
Man, I flew through a few, and then I'm.
Yeah, I'm stuck on 4. And I don't even know for sure that they're there.
All right, I don't.
Repeat the question again for me.
The 7 most winningest managers by games won in MLB history.
In history, gotcha.
You gonna be all right? You gonna be okay?
Yeah, I'm good.
I don't know if you were about to stand. I don't know if he was about to stand up because it was gonna be like diarrhea or
in
something.
puking position.
There's definitely something cooking. I need to.
All right.
15.
Are you calling it? Are you done? Are you finished writing answers?
Oh yeah, I'm done writing answers.
Okay, I'm gonna be done writing answers.
All right,
as
we
well.
can stop here.
All right.
All right. So, Stetka, please read your.
I have Connie Mack.
Okay.
Joe
All right.
Torre.
Mhm.
Sparky Anderson.
Uh-huh.
And then I wrote Buck Showalter.
Okay.
Oh, well, he's not in the Hall of Fame, so I think that's going to be.
I
Maybe you should have listened to the
I definitely
question.
missed that part of the question.
You said the top 7 are all Hall of Famers. So
Yeah, I missed that part.
Other than that, you nailed it.
All right.
I had those 3.
Uh-huh.
I also have Casey Stengel.
Okay.
Tony La Russa.
Uh-huh.
And Bobby Cox.
Okay.
Definitely should have.
So you said Glenn gave 6. What was your wager, Glenn?
We both went all in.
Okay,
Yes,
that's
yeah.
just verifying.
What are we doing here?
I mean,
what are we doing?
I just gotta check. What's 18 times 5? 90. Thank you.
Oh, which one did I have wrong?
Stengel.
Casey Stengel. Okay.
So, Bucky Harris is number 7.
I don't even know who. I got to be honest with you. I don't know who Bucky Harris is.
Sparky Anderson.
Okay.
Joe Torre, Bobby Cox, John McGraw.
Oh, John McGraw.
Tony La Russa and Connie Mack are the top 7.
I'm pretty sure I won, though.
Stetka finishes with 30.
Yeah,
Glenn's
wrote
going to
down
finish with 108 after
maybe
getting
listening to the question would have been maybe
Yeah,
maybe if you had
that would've
listened
been
to
a
the
good
part
idea.
where he said they were Hall of Famers. I believe you need to have some sandwich.
So, yeah, Stetka remains a loser after the quiz.
After
Sorry.
you did that. Yeah. Yeah. Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Yeah. 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 Yeah.
Oh my God.
What was so bad about that one? That was
They're all heinous.
I don't understand. It's just a tasty
It's like
sandwich.
re-injuring something that's already hurt. You're just like, oh, no, it's still there.
Right. Well, that felt good to kick your ass.
Yeah.
At least it wasn't about baseball. That would have been rough.
I think I'm going to go throw up.
Oh, already? We still have to do the worm.
Yeah, we're going to get it out of the way.
Now, how are we doing? So Rikishi, when he does the stink face, of course, kind of pulls up his britches. So you're
I
getting.
mean, did you wear your thong today so you could apply it?
But I could like what? Oh, you still have the Speedo?
Oh.
Oh, I'd be willing to do that.
Yeah.
I'd be willing for the sake of the game. Is that my Speedo?
Actually, yeah, the tech's still on this one. So this is.
Where did that Speedo
It's
come
just a
from?
community Speedo at this point.
Oh
right?
no, did I wear that when we did the Jaguars thing?
Yes.
Now am I? Oh boy,
No.
oh boy, he's
Now,
he's
see,
in a
what
way.
you should be doing is keeping this like sealed in a Tupperware for whoever loses to just come in and wear it.
Have to wear the Speedo
and you
next.
just don't wash it in between ever.
So how do we do this? Like, do I go full? Like, do I take the entire britches off and go with the Speedo for this?
In the spirit of
Rikishi.
Rikishi. All right.
You're doing him a disservice by not
good
doing
point.
it.
Boy, and I just ate worm burger too, so this is gonna be tasty for you. This is gonna be something. You gonna be all right, pal?
We'll find out.
All right. So here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna get a break. He's gonna go to the bathroom and puke, but I'm also gonna need the bathroom because I need to change into this Speedo. So this is gonna be an uncomfortable circumstance. It might be the Proctor and Griffin show when we return.
It's a good show, I heard.
And I need you to set up the camera during the break to see. Oh, you want to do it
yeah.
out?
Oh, yeah, we can do it. Yeah, the whole.
Should we do it outside or in the hall? Which one should we do?
I mean, you can.
Oh, what? John Colson wants it to be outside. Well, there's Army guys that are gonna walk by and see me in my Speedo in this circumstance.
You can see enough through the hall.
Yeah. They're they.
There is not a more appropriate Speedo for you to be
That's
doing
true. I
a
am
worm
wearing
outside of
a
the U.S. Army.
patriotic Speedo.
Yeah.
That's a good point. Does the Speedo cover all of me, by the way? Am I going to be?
Yeah, there's no way. No.
All right.
The vital bits.
Yeah, right. All right. So when we come back in, I guess I have to call in at that point.
Yeah, I guess that's what we should do.
All right. We'll come back
Call you
in.
from out there, or yeah.
Yeah. And you guys can handle. You guys can do the. Oh, thank you. I do. It does feel good to have won. It does feel good to win. Let's be honest about that. So we'll do that. I'll put in the Speedo on, and we'll go out and we'll do worm, which Andrew Stetka has no idea how to do. No clue. You all right? How much came out?
I didn't puke.
Oh,
That's a relief.
see, it wasn't that bad. What are you talking about? It wasn't that bad. Please keep your veil on at all times. Please keep character.
Well, I needed to make sure I
Please,
wasn't going to get any.
please keep character.
Anything on it.
All right, so we'll do that. We're gonna go outside. You okay? You want me to rub your back? You want me to do that? You want me to?
I must say something really inappropriate just now.
Griffin, would you be a man and hold his hair back for him the next time he has to go puke?
Yeah,
All right, hey, get right in there. Hold his hair back for him. All right, so we'll go outside. We'll do the thing and the other thing, and then we'll come back in for Tidbit and Two-Bit to wrap up the show. All right? It is Glenn Clark Radio.
Hey, Birdland! Experience one of Oriole Park at Camden Yard's best values with the completely redesigned Pepsi All-Inclusive Picnic Perch. With an updated brand and a fresh new look, enjoy exclusive club-level access with left-field club seating and an all-inclusive food and beverage menu, including hot dogs, pulled pork barbecue, assorted Pepsi drink products, and more. Take advantage of this great deal now. Tickets start at just $45. Buy your tickets at Orioles.com/picnicperch.
Catch that festival feeling in Charm City. Everywhere you go, you'll find exciting entertainment, delicious eats, and endless summertime fun. Cheer on the O's at Camden Yards, pick crabs by the waterfront, beat the heat inside a world-class museum, and make memories that will last a lifetime. Go to baltimore.org for more information and to plan your visit.
It's game on every day at Live Casino and Hotel Maryland. Here, you are in on every play with 100-foot screens at Sports and Social, the best table games action, and FanDuel Sportsbook, all just steps away. The best bar bites and drinks to indulgent steaks and curated cocktails. Your game day only gets better when matched up with Live's distinguished dining options. Late game? No problem. Our luxury hotel awaits. Live Casino and Hotel Maryland is the place to be on game day and every day. For more information, visit www.maryland.livecasinohotel.com. At Arundel Mills. Must be 21. Please play responsibly. For help, visit mdgamblinghelp.org or call 1-800-GAMBLER.
All electronic tolling is here to stay in Maryland, and DriveEasyMD.com helps you cruise a little easier. We're Maryland's tolling resource. Home to EasyPass, pay-by-plate, and video tolling. It's never been easier to pay your way. DriveEasyMD.com. We'll keep you moving.
The Orioles are off and running, out to prove that last season wasn't a fluke, and they are one of the best teams in baseball. Hi, I'm Paul Valley, host of the Bat Around for PressBox. Tune in every Saturday from 10 a.m. to noon as Zach Goodman and I break down every Adley Bob, every Tony Tater, and every save from the mountain. Like a warm hug from Rutschman, the Bat Around has you covered with all things Orioles as we embark on what's sure to be a magical summer in Birdland. So tune in every Saturday for the best in Orioles coverage right here on the Bat Around.
It's another exciting weekend of affordable family fun at Prince George's Stadium with the Bowie Baysox. One of the most special nights of the season on Friday the 4th, Navy Night. Come celebrate the newest plebe class. Back-to-back fireworks carry on to Saturday with our pregame Touch a Truck event. And it's the last of our big hitter bobbleheads, Colton Cowser on Sunday for the first 750 fans. Get your tickets now by calling 301-805-6000 or anytime online at Baysox.com. The Bowie Baysox. Let us be your 9-inning vacation.
That first sip. That first bite. Start your day off right with a delicious breakfast at Royal Farms. Choose from a fantastic selection of fresh Royal Farms breakfast sandwiches and top it off with a rich hot cup of the freshest coffee in the world. At Royal Farms, breakfast is available day and night. It's the freshest breakfast in the world. Real fresh, real fast. Royal Farms.
The latest edition of PressBox is available now. On the cover, Dave Ginsburg remembers Goose as he looks back on the impact that late Tony Saragusa had both on and off the field here in Baltimore. Plus, he explains how Goose's kids are working to continue that legacy with the Goose Flights program. Also inside, Todd Karpovich profiles the path Tyler Wells has taken to becoming a star in the Orioles rotation. And you'll find a special summer travel guide with information about events and activities throughout the state. PressBox is available for free at over 500 area locations, including 60 Royal Farm stores. And you can always find the entire edition, as well as the best daily coverage of the O's, Ravens, and Terps at PressBoxOnline.com.
If you need more of Glenn, you can also hear him every Sunday with Rita on 105.7 The Fan. But also, if you need more of Glenn, what's wrong with you?
All right, so a quick update. I put on the Speedo, which I'm not certain.
Looks great.
I'm not certain covers everything. I put it on, and we started walking outside. And then I remembered, Griffin, can you point the camera in that direction? Just for now, you can point it back. Hey, we need to turn Stetka's microphone back on as well.
I think telling the people what's out there is enough.
Right, but I think we get right across the way. Can you get it on the playground? Yeah. Really, right across the way where we were headed to do this. There is a daycare center. Now I had forgotten about that. Oh, that sounds so good.
It doesn't taste good.
I bet it doesn't. And I started walking out the door, and I said, "Oh no, no." And I immediately went back in. So there is a line for me, which is I'm not going to allow our funny radio bit to be the reason why I have to register as a sex offender for the rest of my life. I'm going to choose for that not to be the case.
You have other reasons for that.
Yeah, right? Yeah, thank you. I would like to keep some of my jobs. So I might even want another one in the future. Who knows? So instead, we will do this right here in the hall, or in the whatever we call this room right there.
Yeah.
So Griffin, you and Proctor will be doing the play-by-play.
Okay.
Proctor, grab that, or get on this one, whatever. I don't know.
Use
one of these microphones. The camera will kind of show what's going on out there.
Yes.
More or less.
Yeah.
So Stetka, you understand the first thing that happens, I will lay down. You have to do the whole rigmarole for the worm. All right. Oh God! Did you watch it one more time really quickly? Watch it right now so it's fresh in your mind, dummy. God. And then, yeah, we need that microphone on as well. We do need the microphones on.
Loosen your hips up. You gotta
right.
roll.
There's gonna be some of that. So you'll do the worm. You hit me with the worm, and then I will get up. You will sit up against that thing, so it looks like you're kind of in the corner. And then I will turn around. I will smack my butt, and then I will stink face you. All right, and I will rub it in. And I want to make sure the consent. I want to make sure that you consented to all of these things. I want to make sure that's stated for the record, please. Please.
Yeah, I consent.
That's what I just wanted to make sure that was all on the table, because at some point in the future, that could become an issue. All right, you feel confident in it? You got that? All right, here we go. All right. I will assume the position.
Choreography and this is exciting. Yeah, this is exciting. This is exciting.
You got to describe it.
Yeah.
Use your
so
words.
Glenn. So this is now we can finally see Glenn in the full speedo.
All right.
Yeah. So John's taking. So John's on cam.
You should probably lay right there. I'm gonna lay right here. All right. Here we go.
Glenn's about to get wormed. Here, John, actually go. Just lay the microphone down and just stand out there and get the video.
Why is everybody taking pictures of this?
What do you mean? Why is there? Glenn's asking why everyone's taking pictures, and anyone that can see in that bottom frame down there knows exactly why we would be taking pictures. Stetka's posing before he does his worm, and
why did you lose your job at a Jesuit university? It's this picture.
Glenn is worried about his job with Stevenson. Oh, shoot, he's doing it. Oh, Stetka's doing it. What's this? What's this move from Andrew Stetka? He's doing the worm. Oh! Good chop. Good chop from Stetka. And Glenn's got a chance. Jed, yep, yeah, we can see. Yeah, we can see. Uh-oh.
Here we go.
And here is the stink. Is this a stink face from Glenn Clark? Oh, it's a stink face from Glenn Clark. Oh, my goodness. Oh, my goodness.
No, I just was shielding.
I really don't know that he actually took
I didn't want to taste it.
Well,
opinions? Did he actually? I need opinions.
That's like not finishing your
Did Stetka
burger.
actually
it
take
looked real
the
from
stink
here.
face?
It looked real
but
from
it's not
here.
about whether it looked
Okay.
real. Did he
from my perspective, yes.
actually take the stink face?
From my perspective, yes.
Professional wrestling is exactly.
Oh, he blocked it the entire time.
We have to do a rerun.
What do you have to say for yourself?
I have to say I've already tasted enough heinous things today. I didn't need to taste one more.
All right. Here's the deal.
Anus things.
If we're letting that stink face stand, you better eat some damn more burger. All right? Either you're taking a real stink face or you're.
All right, let's.
There we go. All right.
All right.
Oh God.
Okay.
Why do we do this show? What is the point of this? All right, one more.
All right, we're going back. More stink face. Stetka.
All right.
Stetka blocked the first stink face too much. So do the whole process again. Oh, what's this? What's Glenn Clark got up the sleeve? Oh, it's a stink face. It's a stink face from Glenn Clark. Oh. You faced that like a man, Stetka.
Is that legitimate?
Yeah.
That one was all right. Very good. Thank you. Well done.
Yeah, this is good stuff.
I know you've waited like a whole week to be able to do that again, but you enjoyed it a little too much.
If I'm being honest, I am still a bit disappointed in your performance on the burger.
Yeah, I'm disappointed in myself, but I think you know why.
I just still feel like you should have been able to man up. We didn't lose. We didn't. That was on you. You're very bad at picking football games, and I feel like you could have done He would have had a better effort, I think, would have been asked for as far as the burger's concerned. So
I'll formally apologize for the
shame
effort
on
the
shame
burger.
on you. Shame on
It's
you
my
for
formal
that.
apology.
Let's get it. I don't know that any sponsor wants to be associated with this currently.
Hold on.
Oh.
Oh, God.
You want to smell that?
Kind of do.
Yeah.
I can still taste it from my single bite.
I feel like we ate just about as much Wurmburger as Stetka did.
That is categorically false.
To be honest with you,
That's
I feel like we
categorically
ate
false.
basically as much Wurmburger as
I
Stetka
will not
did.
stand for those lies.
All right. Tidbit is brought to you today by Superbook. Glenn Clark 23 is the code. Glenn Clark, GLENN Glenn Clark 23 is the code for you to get a first bet match up to $250 when you sign up for Superbook. Superbook.com is the website. The code is Glenn Clark 23, GLENN Glenn Clark 23. At least have a no.
Should we make him just like down the whole thing of worms that are left?
That's nothing. Those really are nothing. Let me hold up that burger real quick. Hold it up. Let me see. What is wrong with you?
He can't get anything down now.
Let me see it. Let me see. No, the burger specifically. Hold up the burger. Would you at least eat that middle bite right there in order to like level it out? Would you?
Yes.
Yeah. Would you at least do that? Oh yeah, that's the good stuff. That's the good stuff right there.
Look, it's just half hanging out of his mouth.
That's the good stuff.
Maybe you should have used those pickles. With
Right.
You know what's really bad?
Well, into the microphone. You have to talk into the microphone, Stetka.
The cheese is like congealed at this point too.
Oh God. Oh, that's right. All right, go ahead.
So the Marlins, they took 12 innings. They beat the Phillies 8-7.
Who could possibly care?
Yeah,
Who could possibly care?
They became the second team in the last 50 years to score in the 8th, 9th, 10th, 11th, and 12 innings of a game. Second team to do this.
How about that?
Last time it was done, 2021 by the San Diego Padres.
Sure, if you say so.
Also yesterday, Ronald Acuna joined a very exclusive club. It was he joined the 25 home runs, 50 stolen bases in a season club. Has not been done since 2007.
Say that one more time.
50 stolen bases, 25 home runs.
Wow.
Yeah, there's only 12 instances of this happening.
He's already got 50 bags on the
That
year.
is crazy,
Yes.
right?
That's a
He
lot of
does.
bags.
Yeah.
Nuts.
25 home runs, 50 bags. He is the 9th player to do this. There's
What does the leader? I assume who's leading the Orioles right now in stolen bases, and what do they
still
have?
Mateo.
It's
I
still
think,
Mateo.
By like what has he got? 23, 24, and all of those were in April.
Hang on a second. I'll tell you in 1 second. Go ahead.
And I think Mullins has 20-ish too. So they both have slowed down
get-
considerably. He's the 9th player to do this. It's happened 12 times, so there's 3 guys that have done it multiple times. Can you name
by the way, Mullins had 14. Mateo 25.
Oh, okay. Can you name the other 8? Can you name the other 8, or at least as many as you can? The other 8.
I guess Alex Rodriguez has done that.
He has not done this. Yeah.
It's a little surprising. How about?
They're all between. Go ahead.
What?
I was going to say Ricky Henderson just because.
I don't think he
but
ever hit 25 home
I don't know
runs.
if he did, but
Did he?
Ricky Henderson did it twice.
There you
Wow.
Twice.
All right. Very
He did
good.
it once with the Yankees in '86, and then the A's in 1990.
How about Barry Bonds?
Barry Bonds did this in 1990 as well.
I considered him as well.
Pittsburgh Pirates.
What about Mike Trout?
Trout has not done this. Last time it was done was
50 stolen-
2007.
50's a lot.
That's such a
I
big
know.
number, yeah.
2007 was
Who
the
did it
last
in
time.
2007?
Yeah, this one was this one's kind of random.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Well, that should be easy for us to get
He was,
then.
I'm trying to think of what hints I can give you.
I'll say young Darryl Strawberry.
Not Darryl.
Not 97,
Yeah,
obviously, but.
I'll say Roberto Alomar.
Ooh.
Roberto Alomar not on this.
What about Griffey?
Ken Griffey never did this. So we have 2 Cincinnati Reds, a Chicago Cub, a Houston Astro, and
Biggio?
not Biggio. The Astro did it he did it twice in the 70s, 73 and 74 back to back.
Who was the guy
Pete
that was
Rose?
stealing all the bags
Not
for the
Pete
Reds?
Rose, surprisingly, yeah.
What about Brandon Phillips?
No, not Brandon.
Maury Wills.
Not Maury Wills.
Lou Brock. Oh, wait, they didn't even play for these. I've already forgotten the
Joey
teams that you
Votto.
just said.
Not Joey
Yeah, I don't think Joey Votto ever stole 50 bases. Florida Marlin.
There's a shortstop.
7 Florida Marlin shortstop. Edgar Renter. No, that wouldn't have been.
Jose Reyes?
Not Jose Reyes. kind of on the right track-ish. Then he went to the Red Sox, I believe, after the Marlins.
Hanley Ramirez.
Hanley Ramirez did this in 2007.
I didn't know he. That's staggering.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. You said there were Reds.
Yeah, so there's 2 Reds. The Asher one's pretty tough. I might just give that one to you. It's Cesar Cedeno.
Oh, that was my next guess.
That was your next
yeah,
guess.
Mr. and Mrs. Cedeno's kid. 2 Reds. And what time frame are we looking at?
We're looking at the 70s and the 80s.
Joe Morgan.
Joe Morgan did it back to
You know,
back.
I was going to say that, but I thought
I
there's
didn't
no
think
chance he
nobody
stole
stole,
50
right?
bags.
That's
73 and 76, Joe Morgan did.
Wow.
Yeah.
He was definitely on my mind, but I thought no chance.
He had
he
And
stole
then,
67
and
steals.
then in the 80s, Barry Larkin?
Not Barry Larkin.
I don't think it was Chris Sabo.
Yeah, Larkin would have been my guess. I got nothing.
Eric Davis.
Eric Davis is correct.
I didn't know he stole that many
86
bases.
and
I did
87.
not know he stole that many bases.
Nice.
80. He had 80 stolen bases in 1986.
Wow. I loved Eric Davis. I was an obsessed Eric Davis fan.
Yeah, I was.
Last
too.
one.
One of the
God.
nicest guys in the
Oh,
world.
yeah, really great
Last
guy.
one, a Chicago Cub, 1985. Ryan Stanberg.
Ryan
Stan-
Sandberg?
Sandberg? Wow.
Yes.
I would not have thought
Never
Sandberg
guessed he stole 50
50
bases.
bags
Not a
either.
chance. Wow, that's
Yeah,
wild,
he
man.
just made it. 26 homers, 50,
All right.
54 stolen bases.
Very good. Tubular, brought to you today by your local Toyota dealer and buyatoyota.com. The Toyota Tacoma comes in a range of models and trim lines, so you can choose the perfect Tacoma to reflect your unique personality and driving habits. Check out buyatoyota.com for deals on new Tacomas from your local Toyota dealer today. Indeed, Jack Flaherty makes his Orioles debut this afternoon, 3 o'clock on Masson. Kevin Gausman goes for the Blue Jays. Also, in the rest of the country, you can watch it on MLB Network, so good news for you. Athletes Unlimited Lacrosse continues from out in Sparks at 5 o'clock on ESPNU. That's no more World Cup matches. That was all taken care of this morning. The Ocho gets
Massive
back
upset, by the
underway.
way, in that Germany's out.
Right. That is crazy, right? That is crazy. And some cool story, like Morocco, that's a really cool story.
Yeah, Morocco's the lowest ranked team to advance to the knockouts.
That's
in
wild,
World
man.
Cup ever.
The Ocho gets underway tonight at 7 on ESPN2, and it begins with a Savannah Bananas game, which is pretty cool. I dig that. That's something that'd be worth watching. But also tonight, if you just hate everything, you can watch the Hall of Fame game on NBC, the Jets and Browns at 8 o'clock. Tennis Channel, more coverage from the City Open. Francis Tiafoe back in action
Perfect
tonight.
that the Orioles have a day game today.
So you can watch the
So I
stupid.
can watch the Hall of Fame.
You have a problem. Seek help. There's something else is. You know what? Go watch Haunted Mansion again.
I legitimately didn't know we were already into preseason football games.
Yeah. Well,
Like,
why,
that's how
why
little
would,
it matters.
Why would you? Why would you know that?
What happens when the Orioles are good?
All right. Anything non-sports wise?
Not really. Lollapalooza is going to be streamed live on Hulu all day.
You can't miss that.
Can't miss that.
It's a lineup. You know what my favorite game to play is with these is how long does it take before you don't recognize? Like if you read down the lineup, like how many artists does it take you before you're like, nope, no idea who that is. We want to guess. How many acts will it take you?
I could probably get through 4.
9.
4? I think you guys are selling
9.
yourself short. Griffin?
I could probably name a few, I would think.
Yeah, Griffin's younger, so he might be able to name. All right, so here's the lineup for Lollapalooza. Number 1, Kendrick Lamar.
I know him.
I'm aware of his work.
Number 2, Billie Eilish.
Aware of her work.
Number 3, the Red Hot Chili Peppers.
Yes.
Okay.
Number
maybe I
4.
underestimated this.
Number
a
4
little.
becomes the first question where I'm not sure. I know who this is. Odessa.
I've heard of Odessa. I don't know their.
I've heard the name. I couldn't tell you the song.
I've heard of.
I actually know he did a song with Leon Bridges that I liked a lot.
I don't know.
You don't know Odessa. Griffin was out before any of the old guys were out. How about that? Lana Del Rey. We all would know.
Big fan of her work.
This is one that, again, I've heard of but couldn't name anything about her. Carol G.
I'm out.
Yes.
I'm out.
Okay.
Don't know Carol G.
Latin singer.
I'm still in the 1975. I enjoy their work.
Aware of them.
And then it does not take me. So the way they did the lineup is they had like the headliners on the left, and then the rest. It did not take me to the body. Tomorrow X Together.
Yes. Yeah.
No, don't know them.
Is that pronounced
Not
X together or times together?
Times together. Do not. I have no
Could
idea.
just be Tomorrow Together.
Correct. It
What's
could be
after
any
them?
of these.
What's
things.
after them? Just curious, just to see.
Those are all the headliners.
I need my readers. Fred again. Nope.
Are these in alphabetical order now?
Well, no.
Well, that's the Right Said Fred cover band, right?
Fred again.
Fred again.
Not bad.
Yeah.
I do know
Too
Noah,
Fred, Too Furious.
Noah Kahan, of course, I do know. A Boogie with the Hoodie.
Oh yes, I do love it.
Sure. Maggie Rogers, who's from Maryland, actually.
Like Maggie Rogers.
I do like Maggie Rogers a lot. Carly Rae Jepsen, I'm familiar with. 30 Seconds to Mars, I know. Diplo, I know.
How'd those people get behind those other people?
Yeah, right. Tomorrow X together. J.I.D.
Oh yeah, J.I.D. He's a rapper.
If you say so.
Yes.
How do you pronounce that?
It's J.I.D.
It is J.I.D.?
Yeah. He calls himself Jid sometimes, but it's J.I.D.
Lewis the Child.
Not the adults.
I don't know. Pusha T, I've heard of.
Yep.
Subtronics.
He's
Nope.
so far down.
I got nothing on that. Rina Sawayama. I'm out.
I think I've actually heard
Wow,
of
all right.
Rina Sawayama,
there you
but
go.
I don't know their music.
New Jeans.
Nope.
It's good to get New Jeans. Lil Yachty. I do know Lil Yachty. Mount Joy. Also, I know they have a song that's about Baltimore. The Backseat Lovers. They sound nice. They sound like people you'd want to. I think we've accomplished what we needed to accomplish here. Anything else?
The Super Mario Bros. Movie comes to Peacock.
Oh, my kids are going to be very excited about that. Very excited.
You missed it last week, but Twisted Metal came out last Thursday.
So Jeremy and I were talking about it. He was trying to put it over.
I've really heard
for
good
me.
things. I haven't checked it out.
Jeremy was raving about it. So
Anthony Mackie.
Samoa Joe. I don't know anything about it.
Did you finish Gemstones?
I did finish Gemstones. You want to talk about the bathtub scene, or do you want to have a conversation about that? It is one of the wildest things I've ever seen in the history of television.
That was something.
That was I have still not recovered from the bathtub scene on Gemstones on Sunday night. It was wild. All right, very good. Stetka, what would you like to plug?
You can follow me at Stetka on whatever the social media we're calling is these days.
We're just going to keep going with Twitter.
I've got a podcast called Tottenham Depot. We cover Tottenham Hotspur.
I never miss an episode.
Yeah, of course not.
Never.
Season starts a week from Sunday.
You think I don't know? You think
We're
I don't
right
know
around
that?
the corner from Premier League soccer. Coming
Yeah,
back.
hell yeah, we are, brother.
And,
hell
other
yeah.
than that, no. I'm gonna go plug my guts for a little while. That's about it.
After you ate a quarter of a worm burger, at most a quarter.
Heinous.
I don't care how heinous it was. You ate a quarter of it. You would consume next to none of it. But it was good to see you.
Was it?
It was. It was good to see you. I like having you here. Thanks for coming in. Don't forget you can go see Proctor every Wednesday as he peddles his wares at Ocean Pride.
You're doing that now? You're peddling your
peddling
wares?
his wares.
Wow, I'm impressed.
Play trivia with John Proctor on Wednesdays at Ocean Pride. He doesn't write that trivia like he writes this trivia. So if you have complaints, you email whoever it is that writes the trivia.
Captain Trivia?
Yeah, Captain Trivia. Dr. Trivia, I believe it's called.
Too fast, too trivia.
Thanks also today to Tim and Belair. Thanks to Mike Shildt, and thanks as well to Carlos Tavera. We'll get it all up in the greatest hits section of the.
Oh my God, it's so
One for the road.
Oh.
Yeah. Oh, you don't have one more in you?
I don't know that I have anything left in
I'd
me
like
after
for
that
you
one.
to say rubbish as you birch or belch. I would like for you to do that. Yeah. You think you can? There we go. There. At the trash chute where we stay at the beach, it says rubbish on it. That's my favorite thing.
Is it from Europe?
I love it so
trash
much.
chute in my dorm.
Yeah, right.
The towers at Towson. It says rubbish.
Does it really?
Yes.
I don't know. Maybe it's a trash chute thing. Who knows? All right. Tomorrow on the program, anything? Yeah,
Stuff and things.
Oh, good.
Oh, we can do fighting words tomorrow since we.
Oh, good. Well, that's that. Now we'll have them in droves. Yes. Tomorrow, Griffin will finally talk about last week's fights because there ain't anything to talk about this week, and I'm not going to let him talk about Jake
Nashville.
Paul.
Yeah.
Sure. I'm not going to allow him to talk about Jake Paul, Nate Diaz because I refuse.
Yes, it was a big week last week.
It was a huge week last week. Probably should have done it earlier in the week, given the significance of the week. But it's what it is.
There was a trade deadline.
There was that whole thing. Thanks, everybody at PressBox, all of our great sponsors and partners, including Visit Baltimore, Live Casino and Hotel, Glory Days Grill, Dorchester County, Bowie Baysox, Royal Farms, Costa Sin, Superbook, the Baltimore Orioles, Birdland Sports, Easy Pass MD, Washington County, your local Toyota dealer, buyatoyota.com. Thanks to Griffin at Griffin_Bass. Follow us Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok at Glenn Clark Radio. Have a great Thursday. Go Birds. Duke sucks.